welcome to the Gangcast, aka the Games and Not Games podcast. I'm Janet Garcia, and joining me as always is Isaiah Smith.
Hello.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
That'll be an episode. It's just all singing. It'll be the
musical one that everyone hates?
Yeah.
The one that everyone always hates? Yeah, and then after that, we'll do the what if episode.
Yeah.
Where it's actually the whole thing takes place in a dream.
Yeah.
Ooh, new idea though. We gotta do like worst video game tropes or something. Or
That's
video
a
game
good
tropes
one.
we're tired of or something.
That's a good
I just do one. I'm running to Trello now. Hold on, this makes great pod content. You're running to Trello. Worst VG tropes or VG
This is how we get our ideas, guys.
tropes we are tired of. Yeah. And then
Somebody
I
will do
label it.
something and it'll just cause a river of thoughts to go running, and we land on a new topic.
What I need is like an actual, you know how like, look, and I don't want to go down the pro AI pipeline here with this thought, okay? But I need something that is actually like good voice to action thing, you know? Because I know we have like Siri, like the OG, you know, like right, and like she who should not be named because she is not voice specific and will respond if we say the name of the other one. But my beef with those, it's always like kind of like my beef with AI, right? You always have to like double check it anyway. So I was like, what's the point? Like if I ask, the only thing I don't have to double check is like with the commandy things, when they respond back to you, you kind of know if they're having like, if they know what's going on.
Yeah.
So there's at least that. I think I told you this before, but have I told you about how Siri stopped responding to me?
No.
Yeah,
What?
I'll say, hey, blah, 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 you know, what's the weather like? And she will answer, but she answers silently. So I have to like go to my phone and like see what she like said
Did
with
you
the
like
text.
turn that setting on or something?
Something
or?
like I must have put it's definitely a setting thing and not like a personal thing. But she was like,
my humans
I'm gonna
always yells at
answer,
me.
but like in the worst way I can possibly respond. And then I just end up picking up my phone, looking at the weather anyway. It's like, what's the point? But I wish there was something, because really I'm just lazy. I want to weigh around my laziness. Something like that thing I just did where I'm like, okay, I'm going to put in the Trello. I was able to do that because I already had Trello open. I just scrolled down and typed it really fast. When we're sitting on the sofa, I don't want to pick up my phone and open the Trello board and then realize I'm not logged in and then log in and then click the board. I just want to be able to say like, hey, Flim Flam, put this in the Trello board and have it kind of even just like know like what it, okay, this is going to go there. Like almost I just need to hire a person assistant, really, is the thing. Well, I'm gonna have someone around me 24/7 for the one time I have an idea. Like that's not useful. But yeah, I wish that stuff worked the way they kind of sell it as like, you have look how easy everything is. It's like not really. Like, let me know in the comments. This is funny. I do this to my chat all the time where I'll say something, I'll have a really strong negative reaction to something, and I'll say, does anyone think this is a good idea? And no one does, because everyone's scared. So hopefully you guys aren't scared. I know plenty of people that use, you know, the little voice like, hey, do this thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah, a little digital assistant voice thing. But let me know in the chat, are any of you doing the commercial thing where it's like, hey, Flim Flam, we're out of eggs. Order us some more. And then like an Amazon drone bombs the eggs on your house. Is anyone doing that? Because I would not trust that to work at all. Like, I barely trust when we tell each other to do something that's gonna get done.
No, that's fair, honestly.
Like, let me know if you're hands-free fucking ordering things. Like, spending money ordering, like a robot is swiping your card.
Oh, Zaboomfoo, add toilet paper to the shopping list. Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that's happening.
Zaboomfoo, you stupid slut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that that's happening. Maybe at least add to shopping list. It's just them kind of putting it in the cart and you check out at the end. But I'm talking like, well, one, I want to know that, but two, I want to know like who's doing full send. Like you're talking to this as if like this is your man, you know? Like hey, babe, can you pick this up on your way out? And then like they come back and they have it. Like I gotta know, because I
sound off.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It's the old head of me.
I'm very curious. Yeah, so maybe we just got our poll of the show.
Yeah, it's like unrelated to any of the topics.
In,
just really quick. Yeah, if you could throw that in as an extra thing, just do that, Isaiah. So hey, Flim Flam, are you having Amazon drop eggs on your house to the poll of the show? Games?
Let's talk games.
Today is the first day in a long time we're not talking about Slay the Spire. But I'm
There's
still
always
playing Slay the Spire. And as I promised, don't think I forgot, Isaiah. Today I start Monster Train.
If you are in a better headspace, I don't want you dragging.
I'm only going to get in so good of a headspace, okay?
Slay the Spire loss to spoil and sour and otherwise.
I'm not losing in Slay the Spire. I'm finding lots of ways to not win, okay? I'm exploring strategies.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. No, I'm not like, obviously I want to have succeeded in, again, keep it brief. The thing I'm doing in Slay the Spire is like an optional additional challenge. Kind of like, it's kind of angled like the true ending. I don't know if people in the community are calling it the true ending, whatever, right? I want to work on that. It's really hard because they want you to do all this stuff, pick up all these keys, 3 skidoo, whatever. And it's just challenging. It's just been challenging. I just haven't been able to crack the code yet. And sometimes I like play and I lose and I still feel like pretty good. And then sometimes I'm like, damn, that sucks. You know what ate at me a little bit yesterday is that like I've been playing with Ironclad a lot and I've lost like a bunch because I haven't won, obviously. But I've had some really good runs with Ironclad. I feel like, and then also I'm still XP grinding on Ironclad, which is a sentence that doesn't mean anything to anyone. But so it's like, oh, I can also get the unlocks still. Like I still have unlocks for Ironclad as well. After some good runs with Ironclad, I said, oh my God, I'm gonna take all of my like skills, all of my knowledge, and bring this over to the Silent. And they said, you're never gonna get any of the cards you need. You're gonna get the hardest people you've ever fought in your life. The headless guy with the armor, he's hitting you for 51 damage and none of your defense cards have populated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, one thing I think I'm coming up against is the thing, even though I'm going to Slay the Spire, is again the cards, my deck not being even enough, because like it's pretty easy to balance like attack versus defense. It's like you can kind of do a 1 in 1 out to a degree with attacks. Like, oh, you do like a 8 and I draw a card is better than 6. So I want to get rid of the 6 so I can have the 8 and draw. But as I start to get more like skills or power cards, everything gets kind of skewed in a weird way. And I haven't figured out the math on that. Like if I'm making it up, 9 kind of like poison and power cards, do I then actually need to never let go of those strikes because I'm losing? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. But yeah, anyway, but share your take publicly on me playing Slay the Spire. How you don't want me to play Slay the Spire anymore.
No, I'll look over it and I'll see you in the middle of a Slay the Spire run, make it to Act 3, get up to the boss, and then lose by like 1 turn. And in my head, I'm like, I don't need you getting near Monster Train with this energy, because I know for a fact you're covered in tar, this Slay the Spire tar, and I don't want you getting that in my Monster Train feathers.
Well, not just that, though. You specifically said that you think I am going to burn myself out on Monster Train with Slay the Spire. Like, I'm going to pre-burn out.
Yeah, you're gonna be having this uphill battle again and again and again in Slay the Spire, trying to do this optional thing, when you could be spending that time having fun.
I'm going to go on record now. Because I know I'll probably be wrong, and I'm ready to be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, because I want another game to like be obsessed with that isn't Slay the Spire. That sounds fun. Monster Train compared to Slay the Spire. I just feel like it's like we got Slay the Spire at home.
You say that.
I just feel like
different.
it's giving.
That's like saying
it's giving like I'm eating at McDonald's, and Isaiah's like, "Have you tried Wendy's yet?" And like, is there anything wrong with Wendy's? No. But like,
no.
And it's cool they have square burgers. But I just feel like I'm eating McDonald's. Why would I want to eat at Wendy's?
No. It's like. No, I don't even have a good analogy for what it is. It's like
pizza instead, I guess.
It's like you've been playing Mario, and I'm like, oh, have you had Astrobot? It's like it's another good game.
That does sound really nice, actually. Like, I love Astrobot.
Separate.
Thank you for putting it in terms that I can understand. Okay, you lost me at separate.
All right, you know what I mean. Not in a political way.
Yeah, like,
in a video game
way. Pause.
Separate series.
Yes. Yes. Isaiah said it's 3/4 the game.
A win is 3/4 the win. Each ball, each
Jesus.
hand. No, get out of here.
And also kind of yeah, I know the last thing I'll say, then we're gonna to the actual game topic is like you're like, oh, I have it on Steam Deck. And I love my Steam Deck, but like she's so chunky. She's so
you can get it on Switch.
But
I'm probably gonna buy Monster Train 2 on Switch so that whenever you do
maybe I'll just buy. How much it's one Monster Train? How much could it cost?
You know what's so funny? They do have a bundle, but I don't know that it's like a 2-game bundle as opposed to a 1 icon
game,
launch kind of thing, which
Switch,
sucks.
Nintendo. Let's see. Well, it's funny because it only sucks in the context. It's $30. It only sucks in the context of Can I say something else? Can I say something else? They really lost me here. I thought it was just called Monster Train. Is it just called Monster Train? What's Monster Train First Class?
I think that's like their collector's edition kind of thing.
Okay, because I said let me find out this game is actually called Monster Train First Class because I'm gonna riot in the streets.
It is just Monster Train, but on the Switch, I'm assuming it just comes with like all the
okay
DLCs and characters and everything like that.
Cool. Yeah, so $30. That's not bad. I'll just get that on Switch 2. I need some stuff to play on Switch 2. Switch 2 is not running the charts of the house or anything. And I have plenty I can play on Steam Deck because so often like the games I get are just going to be on PC or like on Steam. So even like codes I've gotten recently for like content are lean on Steam. So lean on Steam when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. Yeah. Actually, it's not accurate at all with what's going on at Steam right now. So I'm going to stop that song immediately, and we're going to get into games. Games. Good games.
Good games.
It's game time. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to do best games from each studio. We've pulled 10 studios, and we're just going to go kind of like over what their library is, and we're going to try to collaboratively select the best game, and then we'll have, I don't know, 10 to see or something. I don't know. There's 10 of them. We'll think of a fun name for this catalog. But yeah, let's kick it off with your boy, Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog. The dog.
Starting off, I love this logo. Like I know it's not what it's about, but yeah, like somebody in my brother went to a college called USC, University of Illinois, Chicago. And one time, I think it was like around his like, or maybe it was at his community college. At one of his schools, somebody had put a Naughty Dog sticker on one of the walls, and he like sent me a picture of it, and I thought, what a fucking vibe. What a good vibe. Anyway, yeah, Naughty Dog, been around for a lot of years. It's funny because I was looking at games developed. I'm largely pulling from Wikipedia, occasionally the game sites specifically. Sure. But I was surprised that this goes like way further back than I thought it does. It goes to like Apple II.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog Math Jam?
That was back in the mid-'80s.
Oh, you're a Naughty Dog fan? Tell me what you think about Math Jam by Naughty Dog. I have to look up.
Thief.
I have to look up Math Jam. Fully Lost Math Jam. Lost Media. Does anyone own this game? We'll have to hit up our Video Game History Foundation friends and see what's going on. Yeah, Ski Craze, Dream Zone. Yeah, Keef the Thief is really funny. Not to be confused with Chief Keef. Who, do you think Chief Keef is a Keef the Thief fan?
That sounds like a Nardwall? Who's the guy who does like those random poll questions?
Yeah, it's Nardwall, yeah.
Nardwall. It sounds like a Nardwall kind of
interview we question. Have to know. Yeah, he's so fun. Yeah, Rings of Power, Way of the Warrior. But let's be real. No shade to Way of the Warrior and Rings of Power. But I feel like it really gets going with Crash Bandicoot.
It's not until 96 when Crash came out.
This is when they get going. I mean, this is when we're aware of them. So, between, me and Isaiah cannot speak to Dream Zone.
No.
So, and guess what? Dream Zone wasn't going to win anyway. So we all know. I don't know what this game is. I know it's not better than The Last of Us. So okay.
Yeah, no, that's
fair. We got, more notably or, more likely that you're familiar with them. We got Crash Bandicoot. Mm-hmm. Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, Crash Bandicoot Warped, Crash Team Racing, Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy, Jak 2, Jak 3, Jak X Combat Racing, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception, The Last of Us, The Last of Us 9 times, The Last of Us, The Last of Us Left Behind, The Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, The Last of Us Part 2, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. The rest are just like remakes, remasters. And we'll see. Keep an eye out for Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet. They love these long ass titles.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers love a colon at Naughty Dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have almost
like the majority
The
of
Last
them,
of Us is the first. I was surprised they didn't say The Last of Us, the ones who remain. Like,
well, they couldn't go too far because the very next one, Left Behind, is
yeah.
colon.
At least that's like the name of the DLC. So I feel like you
True.
kind of have to have like, that's like always gonna be a little long.
Mm.
Ooh, okay. Out the gate, gut reaction, best game here.
Now,
and then we're kind of like,
just to put some guardrails,
Sure.
we're going just for their best game.
yeah, their best game.
Not the game we love the most, not our favorite of their games.
Yeah, their
just
best
the game that we think is the best game.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like 9 times out of 10. What?
So let me just write down The Last of Us. Okay.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be between The Last of Us or Part 2, right? I love it Uncharted as well. I know you have your qualms with the Uncharted games. I still love the Uncharted games.
Which
think they're really
Uncharted
fun.
do you think is the best Uncharted?
Man.
Because I think for each of these, basically, I think we should start with what we're doing now, which is like we're putting out the contenders. We kind of know like who's gonna win. Like I'm gonna be honest, one of the last ones probably gonna win.
Probably, yeah.
But like, let's
we can talk about the other ones,
like the ones that you really think like you could make an argument for. Maybe you're not gonna argue today, but like you could make an argument for it.
Yeah.
So what is the best Uncharted? Because this has been a long running debate in the Uncharted community.
I think that as a game, they get better with age because they are able to do more and everything like that. Except for when you get to the Lost Legacy kind of thing, like they went a little more open worldy with the car. I wasn't a big fan of the car, so even in like women. 4, no,
that's crazy.
I hate cars.
Can you believe it? Sexist against cars in 2025.
Once they like did you got to do the winch and you got to like pull things and all that. So I was like, this is too much. When they were in their Lara Croft Indiana Jones bag, that was like I feel like the Uncharted games were like a great. I'm not gonna say resurgence because, like, I don't know, depending on who you ask, Indiana Jones is never went out of style kind of thing. But I feel like the Uncharted games put like that whole forest swinging through the trees.
Uncharted? You mean Dude Raider?
yeah, right. I feel like that like put a resurgence on that kind of gameplay.
Sure,
it was really fun.
So what's the best one of Uncharted's? I've played all of them except Lost Legacy, so I actually unfortunately cannot speak to Lost Legacy yet. I
mean, it's good. It's as
a lot of people do say that's the best one. That's become a more. There's 3 opinions on what the best one is.
Yeah. 2 with the train.
Yes, 2 with the train.
4 because it's
better,
the newest. And then Lost Legacy because it's different. It's Zag.
Yeah. And also newer.
And also newer.
And shorter.
Man, it's really hard. I guess 4.
Yeah,
that's like not 4.
Yep.
It's the best one, just because it is
minus
better.
Being able to speak to Lost Legacy, I get that you don't pick Lost Legacy, and I understand that, especially with you mentioning the car thing, which we'll see what I think because I don't like that kind of stuff either.
It's
really,
like
but
in Part 2, do you know when you got to like that one like Boston settlement? You were like riding on the horse, and then the horse like gets exploded, and then you just like end up in that little like section.
Oh, in The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Okay,
in Part 2, where it's like Ellie and was it Gina? Dina. You're like going around of it.
Gina.
It was like that. Like that was a whole game. I feel like that was in my head. I feel.
That sounds fine. Like,
I mean, again, it's a good game, but it wasn't the adventure that I feel like I usually get from the Uncharted games.
Yeah. So I'll have to do that. We'll see when I do that. I definitely want to get that done.
Yeah,
it's not that long of a game. I'm playing with that. I have to play with Edwin though, so it's not. I can just play it any time.
That's right.
But it's how long is Lost Legacy?
Also, I can't help but notice they didn't do Golden Abyss. I guess that makes sense. That
that was the time where I feel like a lot of people were passing stuff off to other people for like those. I mean, like Dexter wasn't made by Naughty Dog either.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Lost Legacy. I'm curious how long to be on Lost Legacy.
Probably not too long.
7 hours. Yeah, we can do that in a day if we really like lock in. Because 7 hours from me and Edwin, it's like 12.
Stream.
That'd be lit as hell. Yeah, we'll see.
It'd be 13 hours.
Yeah, for a stream it would be like it'd be a little harder to do it in a day. I think we still could because 7 that's not too bad, but especially like chat could always help with some of the puzzles or something. And I was thinking those puzzles aren't hard. Mind your fucking business. Mind your business.
So yeah, I would go Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Honestly, it was really good. It put the cap on Nathan's sort of story, right? Like, presumably.
Yes. I also feel like the thing that's kind of like about the story with Uncharted is they're like, they kind of already like not literally put the cap on it because it's not like they had like a grandest ending to 3, but 4 starts with like, I don't do this, kind of like the tropes we hate. I don't live that life anymore. I'm straight edge and broke, but also I hate my wife. And I love my shitty brother. So I don't know. It kind of was like it was one last Job Corps to the extreme.
It was that, yeah.
But I actually also like A Thief's End quite a bit. Again, you know, I have the rap as being an Uncharted hater, and sometimes I like put that on myself because I'm like, yeah, honestly, a little bit. I don't really like the games that much. But I do think 4 is the best one of those games, and I think 4 has the problem all these games have, which is why I'm excited about Lost Legacy. They're too long. They're not mechanically dynamic enough or level design dynamic enough to be as long as they are. Because I remember playing Uncharted 1, like where this journey all started for me and being like, this is like really fun. And it's like, it's old because I played it like in the modern era. So it's definitely like, oh, it didn't feel like, oh, you could put this out today and no one would like bat an eye. But like, it didn't feel like wild. It doesn't feel wildly dated. Like it isn't. Those games are far from like unplayable. Like they are totally competent and they're really like fun times. You're like shooting, you're running and gunning, you're doing your little stuff. But then like hours and hours passed and I said, are we still in this video game? And then I kind of start to realize that it's like, it's fun the way like a Chuck E. Cheese is, which is like Chuck E. Cheese is great when you like go and hit it up. But like, I don't want to spend 12 hours inside Chuck E. Cheese, you know? And I know for some people like, wait, I love Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, cool. And those are the Uncharted fans to me. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a Chuck E. Cheese. You could put a GameWorks, a Jeeper, like, you know, like, I feel like it is an arcade. It is not a theme park. And it has the length of a theme park. Like, this is not stimulating for this amount of time. And that's my beef. And then I also, of course, notoriously hate the Scooby-Doo nature of like, oh my God, it's a monster, it's a person. Somehow they're also still like also supernatural. They add supernatural elements to all their games. Some of them also make no sense. There's like a guy that you think is supernatural and he's really hard to like fight. He like never goes down. Then you realize it's just a man. If it's just a man, why is this the strongest man on earth? And for all those reasons, we know Uncharted at Thief's End is not going to win out of this conversation, but that would be my pick as well for it. And I also, I will say I love the story for Uncharted for in relation to like the shitty brother. The shitty brother drama is fun. I also kind of think that last like boss fight is fun. Like it's like very dramatic. Like I don't want to give it away too much, but like you're on a ship, some stuff's on fire. I don't know. And it's just like, it's like so. It's funny because they're Naughty Dog, so they like then made like these Last of Us games, but it's kind of giving like we have Last of Us Part 2 at home. It's like, ooh, it feels kind of like, ooh, it's dramatic. Like, I don't know. I enjoy the drama. And I think Uncharted 4 is the most dramatic of the games. Yeah, so shout out to Uncharted 4. Your one shout out from me. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But yeah, excited to play the Lost Legacy one. To see if people, because I did last episode Uncharted. People have been stringing me on Uncharted since I started it. Because when I finished that first game, I was like, guys, it wasn't really heat like that though. And then people are like, no, but that's because two though. And I said, 2 is like cool, but it wasn't really hit. And they said 3 though. And then they said 4 though. And then after 4, I still got people in my ear saying Lost Legacy. The only one I'm not gonna play is Golden Abyss because like I think everyone agrees it's fine. Like, you know,
well, you got that Vita. I haven't seen you pick it up in a bit.
That's because the Vita sucks. Like I realized we'll have this conversation later. The ergonomics of the Vita are garbage. I had no idea because I don't know. You look at it, it looks like a PSP. I love my PSP. PSP feels great. I tried playing the Vita.
We gotta get you like a Vita TV.
My hands hurt playing that thing. I don't know why. Like the buttons are like smooshed into the. No, I didn't need that. Never mind. My bad. Okay. Another one that we know is not gonna win.
I want Janet's Uncharted slander to know that is not. She does not speak for me and the rest of this podcast.
Well,
when
we're getting married, so you're marrying the Uncharted slander.
You're marrying the Uncharted love.
No, because the slander outweighs the love. When people see us, they see someone who hates Uncharted, and then they like see a shadow of the figure in the back, and that's you. I guess before we move on from Uncharted, is there anything you want to say positively of Uncharted after I kind of beat its ass slightly for a little bit?
I got nothing but positives to say about it, and for that reason, I don't need to go into it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like everything about those games.
Shout out to the movie too. We watched that recently.
The movie was fun.
We should do that for the show. Talk about the movie.
It was crappy, but it was fun.
Yeah, I was like, if you if you played the Uncharted games, I think you should watch the movie.
Yeah.
Just to
Is this like a weird, also like
amalgamation
of
them,
all the games, which
I
is
think
like kind of
particularly
interesting.
though, I think it really hits the way we did it, where all three of us had played the Uncharted games, and it was just fun to like get to talk to each other about like, oh, like, okay, like what do you think's gonna happen with the games, and then I think this is gonna happen. Anyway, it was fun. I had a good time watching it. Moving on to other things that are not gonna win. Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. I'm bringing him to the table, baby.
It is still jarring to me how much I would say better Jak 1 is than 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Like, I would think that they got better with age, with iterations and everything. 2 took a nosedive. 2 fucking sucks. I hate 2. I'll never forgive 2 for that shitty driving. I hate that little car. You go up and down, you just hit everything and you explode in seconds. 3, they fixed a lot of it. They made it better, but it's still not like great.
Neutral Odia, worst games we love. Because I do have a toxic affinity for Jak 2. For a while, it was my favorite game ever, and then I replayed it, and I was like, I can't. I can't do this.
But Precursor Legacy, I feel like holds up. It's a solid game. Like, yes, it's old and it feels like an older game that you're playing in the modern era. But like, even then, it felt like I went back and if I was to go back and try Sly Cooper 1, Ratchet and Clank 1, or Jak and Daxter 1, I feel like I would have the best time with Jak and Daxter.
I think so too.
Followed by Ratchet and Clank.
I think so too. Though in Sly's defense, Sly's very narrow. He's like more level based. So I think he just doesn't. I've never actually beaten the Sly Cooper games. I started the first one a couple times. Like, keep just like not finishing it. But I really liked what I played of it. I think it's like really fun, unique platforming stealth design. And it's like, I love stealth games. I love platformers. Like Sly Cooper is like seems really cool.
Yeah.
But he's just like very limited in scope. Versus like Jak and Daxter, even Ratchet and Clank to a degree, you're like on an adventure. And Sly, you're like doing some levels. So, and also I think the levels aren't quite notable. Like, they're not as notable as Crash's levels either. So he kind of gets caught in the middle in a weird way. I've done Jak 2 for Bad Games We Love. But yeah, Jak 1, almost for the kind of same reason. I am not going to go like super in depth about it. I've talked about this game a lot. But yeah, I mean, I think it's like a really incredible platformer. I think it still holds up today. And I'm really like secondhand proud because I love that game and I think it's good. That a lot of times like what you experienced is like a common share from people of like playing it for the first time and being like, this like I really like this still. And like I think that's rare to do. All right, ending with the two that's really between. We got Last of Us. We got Last of Us 2.
I mean, Last of Us 2 is a better game than Last of Us 1.
Okay,
even though I like Last of Us 1 more.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, 2 is like there's like 5 games maybe in my like history of gaming that I have no notes for. Like, I couldn't think of a way, like any thought I would have to improve the game, I feel like would have some butterfly effect and like ruin it or something.
For Last of Us 2?
No. It's in general. Like I have 5 games that like I would not change. I could not change because it would just be a worser thing. Last of Us Part 2 is one of them.
Wow. See, that's where I feel like you take it a slight bridge too far. I love Last of Us 2.
I think it's so good. Even the stuff I hate about it, I don't know how I could make it better.
I think
like I couldn't even wave a magic wand, make it better. Like, I have no thoughts.
I do think if I made it better, it would also you're probably right. It probably would make something else worse because I think without spoiling the game, like the stuff in Santa Barbara, I don't really like.
I agree.
But
you need
where
it.
You end
it's so good.
After that, like some of the like I love Last of Us 2. I think it just mechanically is so phenomenal. Like, it plays so well. Yeah. It's so exciting. Every encounter is great. I think the only thing Last of Us 1 has over Last of Us 2 is it's like very kind of perfectly packaged and perfectly paced in a way that Last of Us 2 doesn't have. I do think the pacing of Last of Us 1 is probably Last of Us 1 is probably like one of the best paced games of all time. I don't think there's like any fat
Last
in
of Us
that
2
game.
is definitely a little bit longer. Like, it's a little too long.
Yeah,
like,
and it's messy.
You could cut out a good 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then it'd be.
And it's also like it's just kind of a messy game. And part of that's intentional. Like, they really take some big narrative swings with, again, not going like full spoilers, even though the game has been out for a number of years. I think if you wanted to play it, you probably already have. But like, it has an unconventional narrative structure with like how it progresses time, where you're sort of like doing this set of days and then like kind of engaging with them in a different context as well. It also utilizes a lot more like flashbacks than 1 does. I think 1 has actually none.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just pretty linear.
So and they're not all the time, but I believe often in Last of Us 2 the flashbacks are things that you can actually play. So they kind of have just like a lot more going on. And for that reason there's a lot like kind of just to unpack, and I think that just makes it like more extra. It's kind of like, you know, if you think of like packing for a trip, like The Last of Us 2 is better prepared for the trip.
Yeah.
Like it does more, but like Last of Us 1, it's like, yeah, but like look how efficient this is.
Yeah.
And this is like great. And you have a good time either way.
Yeah.
But like Last of Us 2 is like, oh, you guys are hungry? I brought snacks. And I was like, wow, like I didn't bring snacks. Like, and I'm not that hungry, but I'm eating these pretzels and I'm happy you brought them. Like that's kind of the vibe of Last of Us 2. Also has, I think, one of the best bosses in a video game ever.
You love that Rat King.
I love the Rat King.
It's so great. I thought
Do
it
you
was
not
fine.
like the Rat King?
No, that was fine.
Do you know
like,
the Muppet
whatever.
Man? He's scary. You know what? Your little sicko Dead Space brain is like
that's also true.
broken. You can't enjoy true horror. Anyway, but yeah, it's just it's great. And I think I don't know. I guess the last thing I want to say about Last of Us 2, just because I know there's a lot of people have that perspective, which I highly disagree with, of the like Last of Us 2 is about like it's actually bad to like go for revenge. And I think it's a kind of a simplification of the story, but like that's kind of part of it. Like the fallout of revenge, like the cost of revenge is kind of like one of the motifs of Last of Us 2. And a lot of people look at that as like, yeah, they like, you know, they have this in the marketing, right? Of the like, oh, you'll kill somebody and they'll say, what happened to Dave? And they're like, and I'm supposed to feel bad for Dave, but like the game made me kill Dave. I think people that have that take are thinking of games from like the wrong perspective. Like when you're reading a book, it's not like you're, oh, well, you were reading, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that kind of, mechanically, it's not structured like that. Like, it's not a game of choices. Like, Last of Us has never been a choice game. Yeah. I would love a Last of Us choice game, though. I think it'd be fun if they did a spin-off, like, choice game. Just like, work. Just like, kind of almost like a Telltale, Telltale Last of Us, I think would be fun. But yeah, like, I feel like it's about experiencing, the fun gameplay and the intriguing story. And it's not meant to be like, I get that that's a little bit at odds where it's like, it's a game about where killing's bad, but killing's the most fun thing you do in the game. But like, I don't know. I think that's also part of it though. Like the passion and thrill of doing that, like Ellie's excited to kill these people. And like, that is fucked up. And you get to like see that unfold. And you're part of that because like, you're also maybe feeling that through. I mean, you also maybe have that emotional investment depending on how much of an Ellie stan or a Joel stan or whatever you were and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's about being engrossed and captivated by everything the game has to offer, and I think that cuts both ways. And it's not. I don't think they're meant to be like they have to be completely in unison of like it's a game where killing's bad, so like now you could go through everything and not kill anyone. Like I don't know. Anyway, Last of Us 2 is our pick. And
yeah,
as this is going quite long, in part because we had a lot to say about these games, and also I spent a while talking about Slay the Spire and Monster Train and other things. We'll do 2 more, and then maybe we either continue this next week or just kind of like splice it in. As desired as part of like kind of an ongoing series. Isaiah, pick a non-Sony kind of studio here. That way we can kind of
let's do Bethesda Game Studios.
Bethesda Game Studios.
I don't know if you have a big history with Bethesda.
I don't have a big history with
I mean,
Bethesda
we can
Game
do something
Studios.
else then.
No, I mean, I don't mind that at all. And you have a much bigger history, and I have some history, so let's get into it. Bethesda Game Studios, worth noting that, as we were making this, it was kind of one of those things where like, oh, like Bethesda. And we're like, wait, but like, what of Bethesda? Like a lot of these places have subsidiaries that are actually like representative of the studios themselves. With Bethesda, I think it's just there's not too many. There's like I guess like maybe some satellite studios and things, but usually when you think Bethesda, you're probably thinking about Bethesda Game Studios, which is what we're pulling from here. Starting with 2002, we got the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. We got IHRA Professional Drag Racing 2005.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
We got different edition. We got Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. We got Fallout 3. Potentially making this list. We'll see. The Elder Scrolls 5, Fallout Shelter, Fallout 4, The Elder Scrolls 5, 8 more times. Fallout 4 VR, Fallout 76, The Elder Scrolls Blades.
Which I remember that.
I was working on
that.
the guide for that on my first day at IGN, yes. Because I gotta be honest with you, they didn't have anything for me to do that first day, and they said, why don't you work on the Blades guide? And I just pulled out my phone and started playing Blades and then just writing stuff, and then we never revisited that project again. It was literally just...
That's so
I don't
funny.
know. Like no shade, but it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, I don't know, like let's throw some Blades content up there. And I said, sure. And then, shortly after I got a more like traditional kind of project that I was working on. But like, just,
that's really funny.
Like to make some Blades pages. Okay. Starfield. Yep. The Elder Scrolls Castles. Also Blades sucked. But anyway, I played it like in a day of it. It was not that interesting. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered. And that's what we got. Again, that was an accidental third Elder Scrolls 4. The Elder Scrolls 4 has been redone like a cajillion times. Isaiah, what stands out to you from this list of games?
In chronological order, Fallout 3, Skyrim, Fallout 4.
Which Skyrim?
Elder Scrolls 5.
Okay.
Yeah, to me, those are, in my experience, the heavier hitters. I know some people really liked Morrowind. A lot of people apparently really loved Oblivion, especially with the the remaster out and everything like that. I tried it and it's fine. It's just not, to me, it's not their best work. It really comes down to Fallout 3, which I feel like re-put Fallout on the map again. I like all of these games that are just like, hey, you remember that thing you used to like? What if we just brought that back and like did it with love and care and made it fun and everything like that? That was Fallout 3.
Well, 3 is also like the first.
It was the first 3D one.
Yeah, the first
like,
one that like
1 and 2 were like
kind of
top down.
Yeah, it was like a GTA situation where it's like if you're thinking Fallout, if you're a Fallout fan, chances are you started with 3.
Yeah.
Because like only the real sickos were like playing Fallout 1 and 2.
Yeah, right. Luckily, or not luckily, I don't know how you want to put it. New Vegas isn't on this list because that would be a clear winner.
Oh, really?
For me. New Vegas is so good. I think it's my favorite. I guess I don't know if it's the best one.
I keep not like I start them, but I don't finish them. Which one is the base building one?
4.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed bits of both of them, but I've put like 5 hours into each. I felt like 3 gave me more. 3 felt more upfront populated than 4 did. 4 feels very like it's just me and my basketball hoop, and granted that's because I spent a lot of time working on my basketball hoop in my
I can see that
town. But like it felt like because, and maybe this is part of people's critique of the base building, because it does have like that base building structure a little bit more. Like I feel like the people I interacted with were people that came like back to my base and they were like, "Hey, I'm here in the Fallout," and I'm like, "Slay," and then I like leave. Yeah, and then I leave, and I felt like Fallout 3. That was the first game that I ever played that had like if you steal, like people can find out and they'll get mad. And I didn't even know that was in the game actually when I played it, and I took a can of beans and everyone killed me because I took a bean can.
Thief.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah, shout out to
funny.
Fallout. My only it's not even a beef. It's kind of a share. I'm really bad at like the gunplay in Fallout, I guess.
Which is why VATS is so good.
Yeah, the VATS does help a lot, but I remember like, for Fallout 4, I just straight up turned it to easy because I'm like, you know what?
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm like, this gameplay isn't even like. I feel like correct me if I'm wrong. This is my perception of Fallout. The fun is in like the experience of the world, and the gameplay just kind of happens to be like you shoot your way through the world, but the fun is more the world you're shooting than the shooting itself. I don't know if you feel like that's accurate. I get the VATS is fun. Like the VATS is straight up fun.
I think I find, well, to me, VATS makes the combat in the Fallout games fun in the way that the combat in like Clair Obscur is, where it's like it slows it down. It makes it's more, there's like real-time elements to it for sure, right? Like VATS, you need to manage your bar and your energy meter and whatever, blah blah blah, and even then it only slows down time while you're aiming. It doesn't like fully pause and everything like that, whereas like same with Clair Obscur, it's like, oh, it's turn-based, but there's like active things you can do. Like there's an active element to it. To me, those are like opposite sides of a similar coin, which is why I like the VATS system, and I think that just is the way to play. Like if you're gonna play it, that is the best way to do it. It's also funny. Like you just do some like random stuff and you like swing a bat and just knock someone's head off and it just goes flying. The camera follows it like across the field. Like that's hilarious. It's so good. I feel like that Bethesda jank is in its bag the best with Fallout games because of that.
Between 3 and 4, which is the best one, the better one. Okay.
Yeah. I think 4 had the base building it was a swing, and for some people it was a swing and a miss. You know what I mean?
For you, was it a swing and a miss?
I enjoyed it, but by the end of the game, by the time you're halfway through the game, I got tired of these bases. I stopped caring about the bases. I stopped trying to protect them and upgrading them and doing stuff like that.
I like that I could play my nuclear Animal Crossing.
Yeah, you certainly can. Yeah, you got that. So yeah, for that reason, I'm going 3. And between 3 and Skyrim,
yeah,
I just like Fallout more. I think Fallout is just a better game than the Elder Scrolls. But that is like, I guess, more of a personal choice, right? I'm sure if you poll the average person, they'll probably be like, oh yeah, no, Skyrim's great. You get the mods, you get the dragon shouts and all that jazz.
I feel like the mod doesn't count.
All right, well then I definitely go with Fallout 3.
Like I don't think like, I think there's nothing wrong with mods and like modding, like
sure.
Go off. But I think if like I need to play it with mods, then that's not really like me. Like
I don't think you need.
I'm kind of like
an
I don't know, a gaming engagement purist in that way. Like there's stuff I don't like about Red Dead Redemption 2, and they're like, well, there's a mod for that, and I was like, okay,
why couldn't it just be in the game?
Like, but that's not what the authors made. They made a worse game, and I'm gonna play their worst game or not, and then I'm not gonna like. I'd rather not ever finish a game than finish it with mods, which I think is like probably like kind of an insane take. I'm not saying that I would never finish a game with mods that like I didn't like. Maybe I would do an R2 thing or something like that, but like I want to just play. You know, again, I'm an old head. I want to go into my local game store and grab that disc off the shelf and then download it at home.
Yeah. No, it's fair.
But yeah.
I think.
All right, Fallout 3.
Culturally, is a shout out to it. Culturally, I think Skyrim wipes the floor with like all these games. From like the memes and everything that have come from it, and even today, you still see the like, oh, you're waking up in the like back of the wagon kind of thing. Like you'll just see that randomly still sometimes. But yeah, man, when you blow up or save Megaton, like that's a core memory in my gaming like life. Like it was so good. Nice. That game was great.
All right, and then a last one. I'll do this pick. I'm gonna go do you want to go Ubisoft? Yeah, I already started it. I'm gonna say Ubisoft Montreal. Why not?
Ubisoft.
Or actually, do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do that. That was where my gut went. So I just do Ubisoft Montreal. Hello, Ubisoft. Okay, so this, I just went to their website where they have their games listed. So apologies if it's not in the release order.
A lot of games.
I think it's in Ubisoft reverse chronological. Yeah, so we got, I'll start at the bottom because I think that's the first one. They made Transference. You know about this game, Isaiah? Transference?
I don't even see what I'm on the Wikipedia. So let me check what you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm on their game page proper. Like when you go to our games, what games are discover the brands that made our studio what it is today.
Okay.
Yeah, so I assume that's the most accurate. Because I'm guessing they also like maybe like co-developed on some of the games. So maybe they're So if there's a game that you were like, I know this was Ubisoft Montreal and we don't list it, it's because we're just going from their page. So but
they have so many more games. If you want to just look at the wiki.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they not have all their games on their website?
Well, I guess those are just the more popular.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll look at the wiki.
They go back to 1998 with Laura's Happy Adventure and Speedbusters.
Nice.
How could you forget about those?
You're right. Really, I don't see that list of Ubisoft. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Because even the wiki also does the same thing. But when you go to like full list, it has like Laura's Happy Adventures.
Yes.
Oh, which actually, Isaiah, fun fact, I know about Laura's Happy Adventures.
Do you really?
We talked about it on Pew Pew Bang.
What?
We talked about it on Pew Pew Bang. Okay, so shout out to Pew Pew Bang. It's an all-women podcast that I do.
What is this?
It's part of the Min-Max Podcast Network. Laura's Happy Adventures. Who do you think among us played this game? It's like so insane.
Just looking at this title, like the cover art here on the Wikipedia page, honestly, it fits the bill for like all of you guys. If I had to pick
the art's
one,
like of not a Lego person, but it kind of looks like a Lego person.
It looks like a little Lego person,
like a cute like toy. Like it's like a little girl. And
I'm gonna go. I don't think Kelsey was. I feel like Kelsey was more into sports as a kid, so I'm gonna go not Kelsey. This screams Sarah's aesthetic, like that cutesy pink kind of thing. But I'm gonna go Haley because she had like a weird home computer.
You got it. You got it. Dude, yes. Hey, I think Sarah might have also played it though, but I don't remember. I might be butchering that part. But this was like a Haley story. Yeah, and it was like an adventure game where that was like, you know, you were like hanging out in the town and this was one of those games where like I think Haley was kind of talking about it in the context of like the games you would play differently as a kid because like you didn't care about the objective as much. So she's like, I would go around the town and just like look at all the flowers or whatever.
Oh, it was a Playmobil collab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So actually,
that makes sense why it looks the way it does.
You said, "What do you know about Laura's Happy Adventures?" I said, "Actually, I know quite a bit about Laura's Happy Adventures." It's not going to win this, but I'll be honest. I was intrigued by
it's a contender.
I was intrigued by it when I saw the gameplay. Like, it's like, you know, again, it wasn't like a platformer or something where it's like super up my alley, but yeah, it looked cool, but I don't know how. One of the problems with like kid games, even today, actually especially today, is some of them are like jank. Like, you know, you heard about how that Bluey game sucked ass? It's like you would think that like the Bluey's worth $1 kajillion. Like you would think they'd get like, I'm not saying they would make like Astrobot or something, but like a game that works. Like, but it was like broken in some spot. Like it was bad. Like, so I don't know.
Kids don't care. The kids just like Bluey.
No, they do care because they can't play it.
That's their thinking.
Yes,
their thinking is that kids don't care. They see Bluey, they want it.
Yeah, but I forget what I'm actually curious what the Metacritic on that Bluey video game is because yeah, it has a 56 on Metacritic. Like it was bad.
Oh man,
it genuinely like didn't work. Anyway, okay. So they started with Laura's Happy Adventures. They got Speedbusters. Alex Builds His Farm. Hype the Time Quest.
Go through this whole list.
Tonic. Oh shoot! Actually, it is really long. Okay,
it's really really long. We just gotta. I say we go through it and we throw out some of
our
heavier hitters. Right off the bat, what I'm seeing, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
I still need to play that.
2003. Oh,
you know I didn't play it. You don't remember this. You always forget. Yeah. But they're remaking it, right? I'm waiting for that remake. Or did they get canceled?
I see something down here on a 2026.
Yeah, like they're supposed to remake it, but they could also remake it and fuck it up. So I'm not like confident in that, but that's what I was gonna like wait.
Oh man, dude, talk about a fantastic game to get remade. That game is phenomenal. I know a lot of people like Assassin's Creed Black Flag of the Assassin's Creeds. I think that's like one of the ones that people gravitate towards being one of the best ones.
You ever play Splinter Cell? I played like Splinter Cell for a weekend. I was into it, but the Blockbuster one.
Similar vibes. I had a Splinter Cell kind of, I think it was Conviction is the one that like I really tried to get into. I just couldn't for whatever reason. Like I was in my Kojima Metal Gear Solid camp bag.
Yeah, that was kind of like
I don't want to play this.
Really quick too.
Snake.
I feel like that 2000s ish era was such like an era for like you get one or the other for games because it was like some people were like, oh, I didn't play Jak and Daxter because I was a Ratchet person. I played both of those games. I don't know why people were only picking one game. But I feel like the same thing happened with Splinter Cell and Metal Gear. Like, I don't actually think they play very similarly.
No, but they were both
like espionage, stealthy things. But like because of that, and sometimes you see that happen in the modern era too. Like I do think that happened to Horizon with Breath of the Wild, where it was like people were, but like why are people like it's just I don't know. It was such a weird time for that.
I know people do love the Splinter Cell. I think like Chaos Theory was one that I think people really loved.
You know what? Shout out to I haven't played it in a long time, but I did enjoy it a lot when I played it in high school. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game. It was a really good beat 'em up game. I did play one of the because they made a remake of it right recently ish.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know if that was like a limited run thing or something. I don't know. Or they like kind of released it again. And I remember playing it in the modern era and not liking it as much, but that's more because I'm not like a huge beat 'em up fan. Like I've never been a huge beat 'em up fan. I do think it has some cool like abilities and progression stuff though, and like it's kind of like iconic, but
Assassin's Creed. There's a couple of Assassin's Creed.
I've only played the bad Assassin's Creed.
Damn, that's so sad.
Like Ubisoft is actually a studio / publisher that I don't have as much history with, but the history I do, like my relationship with it is more modern. But for that reason, like some of their like pillar franchises like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry, most people say like those their best work within that franchise is those earlier games, but I've only played Watch Dogs, same thing.
That's fair.
The only Watch Dogs I played is Legion.
Oh, okay.
The only Far Cry I played was 5.
Yeah.
The only I'm like, and it's just like it sucks. I feel like I've only played the worst of these franchises, and then it's like kind of awkward.
You like the Roller Champions, didn't you?
It was okay. It was okay. Like it was one of those games. Roller Champions, if you don't remember, it's like the roller skate kind of like a fake sports game where you have to like throw a ball into like a hoop as you rolled around. It was like roller derby meets basketball. But like a lot of those games, like it just didn't. It's like so random when those things pop off. I do think there's things that they could have improved about it, but it's like, why was that not Knockout City? I don't know. Like those things are always kind of cursed.
You got your there's some Just Dances on this list. You know, you do like a Just Dance.
I do, but there's not like a pinnacle Just Dance, unfortunately.
No, that's fair.
The only thing I have to say about Just Dance as a franchise is I enjoy that. I think a couple years ago they started making a co-op mode where you like earn the points together, and I don't need that because like I like to compete, but I think that's smart for like families, because like in kids and stuff, because I could see like the kids ripping each other's eyes out. So like I think I saw that and I said that's really smart. Or even just bitter people. Like you ever meet like a stank?
Yeah, that's me. Have I met myself? Yeah,
you mean a stank ass adult? Well, the thing is, in Just Dance, if we play Just Dance together, you would probably win most of the time. Like,
well, that's because I'm not gonna do. I'm playing to win. I'm not playing to dance.
But you would still dance, though, right? You're not like an asshole who's gonna sit on the sofa and move your arm around.
It depends. It depends on on the situation.
Those are like the worst fucking gamers who just sit there, like the asshole brother who's like, "Fine, Stacy, I'll play Just Dance with you." These are white kids in a basement. If you're not patient to make the scene. And he's just sitting there and he's like, "Oh, I have hockey practice." No, I mean, I've played Just Dance with you and you've danced. Like, you've never like sat down. Like, I just mean like, don't be like like play the game, you know? Like, But yeah, I mean, I want to also win, but to me, they're kind of one and the same. I know on a technical level, hitting the moves doesn't mean you have to do the dance exactly, but they kind of like go together, you know? Yeah, but the thing is though, you're at least, I think why you pull off being a baby is because you normally win. I don't have to experience your stank attitude very much because you win a lot. Okay. And then I think even when you lose, you're not like woe is me vibe. I feel like that would be worse. Like I hate a woe is me loser. I mean, I hate how you are as a loser too, like to be clear, but like it's like it could be worse. Like you're like, "Oh, no, I'm not good enough." You're just like, and that's what's funny about you where you're like, "This game's stupid because I lost." I'm like, okay. Anyway, but Just Dance, shout out to Just Dance. Yeah, I guess okay, so let's zero in on the standouts. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time is one standout.
I think that's a standout, yeah.
Is there any just to put it in there again? I don't think we're going to talk about it any more than we already did, but I will put in the little Scott Pilgrim game because it was cool at the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of like, you know, the big ones: the Assassin's Creed, the Watch Dogs, the Far Cry. From those, is anything speaking to you?
Black Flag.
Okay.
I think, again, if you were to do just general consensus on what's the best Assassin's Creed, Black Flag is getting a good chunk of votes.
Yeah, I forgot what the other popular one is.
My personal favorite was Odyssey. I think that was like the best one. It was like when they were in their open world. It was like the Roman Empire
before the Valhalla made it like 8 times longer, and everyone hated it. Odyssey.
Origins, which was Montreal, was also like the like Egyptian kind of one, which is also kind of that open world, and people seem to really like it. I just think Odyssey, just did it better. Kind of thing.
And it's funny because they also made Valhalla, so they made the
Valhalla,
one that was whack after the thing.
Oh my
Did you beat Valhalla?
No, nowhere near. No, if I had to guess, I probably got like 65% through.
Do you still have your like file and
at
stuff?
Like 70 hours.
Do you still have your file and stuff?
Probably.
It's the Persona 5 of Assassin's Creed. We should just I should just join in and we just share the file. You know what I mean? Because like it's too much game for one gamer.
We can try
and
that.
Then we can just kind of like do some stuff. But yeah, I got to go back and play some of the more hit Assassin's Creed games. Anything to say about the Far Cry's? I don't know if you were a Far Cry boy.
I've never really played the Far Cry's. Watched you play. What would it have been 5 then? I guess. Which I don't even. Oh yeah, that is on this list.
Oh, okay, we don't need to talk about it. It's not even like it was bad. It also was just kind of like long, and it was just kind of like it was a bit basic.
Sure.
You know, like there were some highlights like within that. It's been so long that I really don't have much to say about it. But also the fact that it doesn't have a big presence in my memory, I think, is worth saying. Giancarlo, he had his moments where he like ate that role up a little bit. Again, I think it's a little weird that he's taking these Latino roles, but what are you gonna do? Loved him in Breaking Bad. He's still a talented actor. It's just kind of, it's like a little like, it's a little weird, you know. But that aside, separating the art from the art, because it's the same thing. Right. Sometimes you gotta separate the art from the art, as I say. But yeah, like, and they had a couple moments where like, oh, this scene in the story was kind of cool, but and also like this is kind of both a negative and positive. Just kind of depends on your vibe for games. It is very violent. Like one of the first things you do in that game, and maybe that's true for all Far Cry games. I haven't played a lot of the other ones, but like one of the first things you do, like get onto an island and you like have a machete and you can just like fucking
start going to town with people.
You're just gutting people. It's nasty. I personally I can enjoy some gore, so that wasn't a detractor for me. And it's not like it's like the nastiest, gnarliest game ever, but it is a bit like knife, gun, gator. Like I don't know, like whatever. Yeah, like I definitely want to check out the more popular of those because I think its peak is quite before 5. But okay, so any other contenders in here?
I think if we're just going best game. I can't speak to the Fallout or the Far Cries.
I hear that Michael Jackson experience for Just Dance actually was really good.
Yeah. I can't really speak to the Watch Dogs either. Like I played maybe 10 minutes of Watch Dogs.
I want to play it though because it's like so like my vibe.
I really want to play too, especially being set in like San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'd like know
one
that
was
city
Chicago
a little
though,
bit.
right?
I think one was Chicago. Yeah.
Now you can appreciate that you've gone to Chicago.
Yeah.
You can be like, this is Watch Dogs.
I guess we've never been to London, so
there's still time.
Yeah.
Honestly, too, like I feel like when you don't have a bitch in your ear saying this game sucks way worse than the other games, I was kind of enjoying Legion. I didn't finish it. I was like working on it for work, and then I guess I got put on something else or something, or I don't know. But yeah, it definitely was like kind of basic. Like it wasn't like, oh wow, the systems are so great, but it had fun stuff like the and I think that's kind of I'm sure I'll agree with everyone who's saying like 1 and 2 are like where it's heat and that Legion's like so much below that. But I think because I hadn't played 1 and 2, I enjoyed Legion more because I was like, oh, it has fun gadgets, and everyone's like, yeah, you know what, the gadgets were really good 1 and 2, like you know. And I do think they kind of oversold the you can be anyone thing, but it was like kind of fun to do that though. Like I did kind of enjoy that, like and it like, you know, you could go
we could boot it up.
Also too, like, you know, I love beer, I love soccer. You could like kick a ball around, go to the pub, and I was like, okay, that's like really doing funny. My little quests and things. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. But you know, I think it's clear the best ones are ones we have not played yet, so we kind of leave those to the side. So I think it comes down to it's gonna be kind of a you call Black Flag Sands of Time.
Oh man. I don't know how well Sands of Time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Could hold up today. I think it could be like a Jack and Dexter kind of thing where like you could play it today.
Yeah.
Still enjoy it. It would be, you know, a little old, a little this, a lot. I remember the combat being good. I remember the level design and puzzles and then like environmental platforming all being really good. And I do only know of people really standing Black Flag because of like the naval elements to it, like the ship battles and everything like that. I don't know anyone who was like really into the assassins part of that Assassin's Creed game. And one of them is getting a remaster and the other isn't. So, you know, hopefully
I think it's a remake, yeah. Allegedly. I don't know if it's actually gonna come out. They talked about it a long time ago.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
I thought this was gonna lock for Black Flag. Maybe it's not. I've unbolted it in the Google Doc.
I will go Black Flag.
Black Flag. Okay. Black Flag's back on the thing.
At least today, right? Because again, I think I mean, there's like a 7-year gap between those games or something like that. Like it's got to just have more niceties. I think that held up.
Once again, generating another idea for the show that I think could be fun. This is something I want to do anyway, so I'll probably be doing this even if we don't use it for content. But we could do like a series called like Filling the Gap or something, or where we play these hit games that we never played.
Would be fantastic.
Kind of like in case you missed it, book club almost.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, like I never played like Black Flag, or Sins of Time. Obviously, it seems like there's ones we share too, so it could be like we don't have to share it because I think if you played already, you can talk about it still. But yeah, because there are a lot of like, just I don't know. I mean, I still haven't finished those Batman games that you love. Remember, I started one of them. It was really fun. I just didn't.
No, the Arkham Asylum
Remember
alone
when I couldn't
is
find
like
Mr. Freeze
really
and you were like, "Go where it's cold."
Arkham City's even better.
I said, "Oh, he's where it's cold." I didn't notice. I didn't notice the thermometer on the side of this UI. Okay.
That was really funny.
All right. So to recap, our 3 down from the 10 we were originally gonna do, and then I'm like, never mind. Okay, we got Naughty Dog's best game being The Last of Us 2. Bethesda Game Studios' best game being Fallout 3, and Ubisoft Montreal's best game being Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So there you go. I'm sure we'll ask some degrees of input in things. And
yeah, I mean, some of the studios we didn't get to, which I think would be really fun and look forward to doing it in the future. Rockstar North.
Yep.
Right? Got like a lot of GTAs in there, the RDRs and everything. Insomniac games, that's gonna be tough because I feel like a lot of those games are good for different reasons.
I know. I almost feel like I need to replay all of them to do it real justice, but I'm not gonna spend 30 hours on this one thing.
Square Enix, which when I think of Square Enix, I think Final Fantasy, but they do so much more than that too. Like they have a wide net.
I do think if we want to be really truly psychotic, it's like way more work, but it would be fun to like with Insomniac, for instance. We could parse it down. Like, we know the contender games. Like, it's probably the most recent Ratchet. I don't know if you throw
maybe even that. Anyways,
like a couple other like there's like some old Ratchets that I think are really good. Like A Crack in Time and Up Your Arsenal are the ones I remember being like the best ones. We just replay those because it's like I don't think we need to replay one to know one's not the best one. Like I kind of already just like know it's not.
Also, I've probably replayed that more recently than any other one.
Yeah, like I just know it's not the best one. Like, and I'm not even trying to be rude. It's a great game, but like and then
the
really,
idea that they knocked it out of the park,
and then really be able to see because I remember that I loved Up Your Arsenal, but I don't really know why anymore because I was like 10 or something, 12 when I played that thing. So yeah, I do think now that we ended up pausing on some of the other ones we had, like we had Sucker Punch and other Square and EA Sports, we probably could maybe spin the Nintendo one out to like best games from each franchise because like Nintendo unfortunately just does not have named subsidiaries.
Nintendo,
yeah, they do have teams that work on different things. Like there is like a Pikmin team and like a Mario Odyssey team, and like most of that team worked on Bonanza, but like they don't actually say like. They don't name any of these teams. They're just like, and you kind of can dig and find, but it's like such a pain to do that. And
I don't want to. I think just breaking
that.
it down by either IP or series or whatever. Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, so
that'd be fun.
We'll get more into that in the future. All right, and that wraps us up for games. And now for the not game section of our show, we're talking about pets. And funnily enough, Bruce is not here.
Yeah, strangely enough.
Yeah, we have the door open.
You
the door
think.
open. But Bruce, fan of the show, I know you're watching this, honey. Happy Adoption Day. The day of recording. This is Bruce's Adoption Day anniversary.
Yeah.
So, yay.
So what would that have been 7-8 years ago?
Something like that.
Is
the
that
day
how
that
works?
you chose Bruce. I kind of low-key be forgetting like how old he is. All right, so yeah, we're gonna talk about pets. Starting off as we often do with our history on a given topic. I will start. For mine is empty and sad. So I'll kick it off. I really didn't have pets growing up, pretty much at all. The only pets I ever had were goldfish. I had two. I had in total 6 goldfish in my life. We started with, I think, 2 of them. We had Hyper and Stripey. I was maybe like middle school or younger kind of age or whatever. And yeah, I just wanted a pet. Like most kids, it's like you always want a pet when you're a kid. And, I was denied a lot of things in my childhood. And this was another one of those things.
Was on the list.
Yeah, like we didn't really like, again, we were never really that aggressive about any of the things we like wanted because it just wasn't the dynamic we had with our parents. But yeah, it was very clear that was never going to happen. So it was like, okay, well, at least they let me have these goldfish. And like when you have nothing, it's like a goldfish can be kind of exciting. Or fish in general. They didn't have to be goldfish, but goldfish are easier because they can be in just like cold pretty regular water. If you have tropical fish, you have to have like
a little bit more equipment.
Like a temperature controlled tank. There's other considerations. Pretty much immediately, those first 2 goldfish did die pretty fast because the tank we had for them wasn't big enough. Like, you really need to make sure if you're getting fish that you have like the appropriate gallons to fish ratio. We had like a little, I don't know, like a 2 gallon, like a really tiny kind of almost like just sits on like a desk size thing. And we had 2 goldfish in there. And one of them was moving really fast. So I named him Hyper, but really I think he was losing his mind quickly. He was psychologically and physiologically deteriorating. I think that's why he was moving so fast, because he was trying to get out.
Okay.
And the Stripey was chill. He just, and they both died, I think pretty early.
Jeez.
I do remember being sad when my goldfish died, but I gotta be so real with you. I was more sad because I felt like I needed to be sad.
Wow.
Like, I felt like I was like hamming it up a little bit. I did like really see, and I know my brother would be like, no, you were really sad. And I wasn't happy, but I was like, damn, so this is lost,
and
I was kind of just like, because one thing that I was very blessed with growing up as a kid is I didn't actually experience like anything with actual death, like in all of my childhood. Like, none of my family members died. I didn't have any pets other than goldfish that died. And even as an adult, like, my brushes with like familial death have been very sparse. And not to make it like, it's sad whenever anyone dies, and if they are like older, but a lot of my personal like family deaths have been like on the older end kind of thing too. Or I don't know. Like, I've had like 2, 3, like very, very little. I mean, the first funeral I went to was the one that I went to like for your family. So it's like, just different stuff. So it's like that was kind of a one nice thing, I guess.
Yeah.
It is pretty tough to, I think, deal with something that heavy when you're a child. But yeah, like, and then I had, after that I got 4 other goldfish, but we learned a lot more about like the size. We got a real like 10 gallon or 20. I forget how big the gallon tank was,
20
but it was
20 is pretty big.
It was probably 10 then. It was probably
10.
because it was like, I don't know how to describe it on the podcast. It was like this big, like kind of,
Yeah.
like you need a little table for it. So we like went to the store and we got like, like furniture to set it on that was like with the fish stuff, and we had like the bowls in there and like, yeah. And the thing overall, so I had 4 goldfish. I named them after the Beatles. So,
nice.
we had like Ringo and all that shit in there or whatever. Yeah, and that was cool. They lived like a pretty decent amount. Again, goldfish don't really live that long, so I don't think they were around like for a lot. But we had like some decorations in the tank. We swapped the main middle one. Like, we'd have like, one's a tunnel and one's like a lighthouse. And when we cleaned it, we'd swap them out. We had a filter system like most people do for their goldfish, but we also like did fully clean it. Like, the recommended is like, take out X amount of water and replace it. And that's kind of the sufficient thing. But we like cleaned it hardcore. Like, and I would clean it with my dad, and it was like so stinky. Like, I honestly, the spoilers for this is I don't see myself going back to having goldfish. Even if our like kids wanted goldfish, I think I'd be like,
Are you sure you don't? How do you say this? Then you'll get to wanting a gerbil or a jelly bean.
I think at least you're like, it's a more engaging animal and a more interesting animal. And also like the cleaning, I feel like we'll have to look into what the care is. And, it's still a big commitment because it's like you got to clean stuff. In general, with a pet, you're cleaning some dirty stuff. But the smell of the fish stuff was like kind of really, and then for cleaning, we had like the rocks, and we basically would almost like, how when you clean rice and you're like draining the water, that was like our process. Cause off the top of my head, I don't think we used like soap because, that can obviously be like risky. I'm sure there's safe soaps, but whatever, we kind of would just clean it. You'd see like the poo and stuff come out of there, and then you'd run the water again, and you'd like dig your hands into the thing. And like, yeah, it was a visceral experience that I didn't really enjoy. Yeah, but learned a lot. We're pretty good in terms of following stuff by the book. The only thing we didn't really like do properly is when you introduce a fish to a tank, you're supposed to like have them in the bag and put the bag in the water. We kind of just put them in there. We just put them in there. I gotta be honest. We just put them in there. But yeah, it was like, it wasn't all like whack. Like, I did enjoy feeding them. It's fun to watch them eat. Like they go up and like whatever. there's like little pebbles, and sometimes like this is bad, but they'll like spit them out, and it's like again, I don't want to say I like watching them choke or anything, but it's kind of fun to like whatever. And like, but the thing I really didn't like about it, besides the fact that it was a stinky job, is like you just didn't get to have fun with the pet. Like the most you could do is like, which you're not supposed to do, is you could stick like your pinky in there, and they could like bite at it, and like that's kind of cool. But even then, you're not really supposed to be doing that. So it's like it just wasn't that fun. I think the last pro I want to give a nod to is at night. It would be fun to turn the light on and just have the fish tank like illuminated. And I think if you have like a nice fancy tank with some cool fish, it can be like very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. I wonder if people like, I can't imagine fish tanks are popular.
I don't know, but if I was if I was like actually rich, not just like, oh, we're comfortable, not just like we got disposable income, I would have like a really dope fish tank and just pay someone to take care of it.
Yeah,
totally. It would be lit as fuck, because then you'd have like the vibes, and I still wouldn't have that as my only pet, but like you'd have the decor vibes, and you can like, especially if you have someone else like doing more of the caretaking, you can, you know, offset like the cons of like needing to, you know, I guess be like super on all these things and just have someone else take care of it. But yeah, I mean, I like going to an aquarium. Like I'm not anti-fish. It's just that like the experience of having them as a pet owner, at the end of it, I don't feel like signing up again, but it would be great to have like all the fun and none of the cons. And I think if I was actually rich and could have like a big tank and we got like different creatures in there and a little like biome and stuff, I think that would be cool. So yeah, you know, but seems I don't, you know, this podcast can blow up any day, and then we could get rich enough to have a fucking some sea turtles and shit hanging out
on the board in the background.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that is my pet history prior to, of course, you know, the modern era with Bruce. But
did you ever do like ant farms or sea monkeys or any of those snails in your aquarium or nothing like that?
No, really? I wanted the snail though. I not like, oh my God, I really want a snail, but I thought they were really useful because they kind of clean up stuff.
Yeah.
But I forgot why we never did that. It might have just been like we didn't want to. Sure. It might have been, again, I'm not going to Google all this, but like I'm not sure if snails only really work in like certain kinds of tanks or. But yeah, I mean, I would have been open. Like I loved seeing the snails in the tanks because I thought they was like, you know, it's all community working together, you know, whatever. But no, that's all I had.
Okay. Yeah.
And then once they passed away, I said, and that ends my goldfish owner career. But yeah, that was my history.
Yeah, I have, I guess, now that I think about it, a more significant pet history. I think even, you know, again, like you had the fish tanks growing up and things like that, you know.
Were you like involved in that, or did you guys just have them? You know, like how much was it your job?
I think before I was born is a story. I don't think I ever shared the story with you. Maybe I have. Exclusive for the pod. It's sad but funny story, I guess. Before I was born, my dad had like a fish tank. You know, like again, one of those like 10, 15, 20 gallon tank, like big tanks, because he had these two big, like, what do they call it? Like, I think like Oscar fish or something like that.
Oh.
Am I Oscar fish?
Maybe. I mean, only you will know when you see the face.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they were Oscar fish. They were like these big, like dark looking kind of fish. He had two of them. And in one of his life adventures, he like left the place where he like left the home, went on a trip. And I guess while we were out, this is in Buffalo, New York. It gets really cold, and this is like winter.
No, I think you did tell me the story.
And I think like the furnace had like shut off or went out or something happened. And it, or maybe it was just like the temperature control on like the fish tank itself or something like that. Either way, it had gotten like really, really cold, I guess, in the fish tank. And when he got home, what he saw was that like one fish had like just died in the tank, like, you know, frozen to death or just couldn't deal with the temperature change or whatever. And the other fish had jumped out. And he was like big fish.
Oh yeah, you told me the story, yes.
It was just like his big fish in the middle of the living room when he came back, smelly and just like what, like confused of what the hell
That's
happened.
wild. I'm surprised that it was uncovered too.
I mean, it was like and these are big fish, so like if they get enough speed, they could also just probably like pop the, you know, some old school time. Again, this is like in the 80s, 90s kind of thing. So like, you know,
that's
it wasn't
horrible.
like a stainless steel, elegant kind of thing.
That's so bad.
This is that brown plastic lid.
I will
kind
say
of
though,
vibes, you know.
these fish do look lit though.
No,
I'm liking how they
from
look.
the photos and stuff.
I'm kind of being
really
resold.
cool.
You know what I always wanted to? I wanted those ugly goldfish with the big
I
nasty
hate
heads.
Those. No, the ones that look like they got knocked upside the head.
Yeah.
No. Those are ugly.
But look,
fish.
Reddit r/goldfish. Someone, the first thing I saw 5 years ago. Anybody else think goldfish are so ugly they're cute?
No. I'm tired of this fufu. So ugly is cute, kind of. Big ugly is getting out of control here. No, ew, so terrible.
I think they're cool.
Anyway,
yeah.
So that kind of happened before me. When I was like, after I was born, we had a couple dogs. We had one dog. I forget their name. This is like I was a baby, so how much I really interact with this dog. But I think she either passed away of like natural causes or something like that. And then when I was a little bit older, we had another dog, a Rottweiler, who was my favorite dog. He talk about you want a dog to take big stinky poos. It was this Rottweiler.
Is that what you liked about him?
I didn't know. I didn't
You're
like
he was
that
my favorite
about
dog.
him.
He smelled terrible.
His wife Bruce is like, huh? But like I remember like even with that dog, there were stories where like my dad would like take him for walks, or whatever, right? And again, this is like the 90s where pagers and beepers and stuff were kind of the thing, and like cell phones were like fairly new, newer, right?
Sure.
I remember one time my dad had took him for a walk to the like local park or whatever near us, and he got home that day or whatever, and his pager was missing. He was like, "Oh man, I can't find my pager. Like somebody beep it or whatever, blah blah blah." Could never find it. And then like the next day, he took the dog for a walk again, and the dog came back with his beeper in his mouth. And I guess he like had buried it. Like I don't think it was my dad dropped the beeper, because it was like all dirty and muddy and stuff. So we're like, this dog stole his beeper, buried it, and then returned it to him the next day. Like he was a very smart dog, but he would get into stuff, and he was a handful.
He was bad.
I think he eventually ran away, or not ran away, but like you've been to our house.
Yeah.
I don't know if you even noticed it, but like there's like a fence there. And what it was is our house is like, growing up, it was like always like a very social house kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that what happened was just like one day somebody had just like left and didn't lock the gate all the way or whatever, and then the dog just got out, which he would do occasionally, like growing up, like every once in a while. Our neighbor Nate, would like bring the dog back because he saw him running around on the street or something like that, and be like, "All right, get in the car," and he'd drive it back to us and like, "Hey, your dog got out." Blah blah blah. One day the dog just got out and just never came back, I guess.
That's so sad.
We don't know what happened to him.
That's horrible.
Hopefully he just got, somebody took him in and thought he was a stray or something. I don't think we were chipping dogs.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
back then.
That's so sad.
I like to think that he found another lovely home who took care of him.
This is a sad podcast. You have fucking frozen fish. One of them committed suicide, and then you got this fucking runaway dog. But yeah, you're right, Isaiah. He found a new home.
Bruce is not my first cat. If you were
right.
if you were to talk to my mom, Bill or Belle, which I couldn't pronounce right, and I would say Bill. We had a cat, Belle, who was like sort of like a adopted kind of stray
and this was
litter
a girl,
cat kind of
allegedly.
thing. Yeah. Supposedly it was a girl. Who would like we had him in our apartment, whatever, and like I was maybe 4 or 5 or 3 4 or something like that, right? And I couldn't say Belle clearly enough, so I guess leaned into just Bill. Like this cat was called Bill. And I think eventually my mom just kind of got rid of the cats because she moved or something like that. I don't think it was a sad, tragic ending there. But I've been around pets, and I've had like I said, goldfish. In college, we had little hamsters. I had some hamsters. One was
so you
named,
have stinkies?
Yeah, and that's why I know I don't want them anymore. It was stinky.
So that was your goldfish experience.
I had a white hamster and a brown hamster, I want to say.
Okay.
One was one was Dragon. The white one was named Dragon. I don't remember what the brown one was named. I think it was something silly, like a human name, like a Fred or something like that.
I'm looking up videos of hamsters to like get inspired and really see.
that was fun. Eventually, sad endings there. But we'll rush past that. Hey, most animals have sad
really
endings.
Quick. Yeah, I gotta know what happened. Did someone vacuum up this hamster?
No,
I've heard that happening with hamsters
tragic.
a lot.
It was just like I think kind of tragic. I think one I think they fought, and then the other just took the other one out.
No.
But they were from the same litter, and all that. So and this is after a while.
Brother against brother. That's crazy.
This wasn't a day into the event. No, this is a semester into the school. So yeah, something happened there. I don't know what.
So did you find the other one dead next to the other one then?
Yeah.
And you could tell that it was a murder.
I mean, it was something. It wasn't. You didn't get the way he got of natural causes. Let's just put it that way.
Oh no.
One animal I've always wanted, and I still kind of do to this day, is a turtle or
yeah, you mentioned
something turtle-y, right? I don't think I want a lizard or snake or anything very reptilian, right? I'm not afraid of reptiles, but I just don't. Kind of like you, I feel well, if it's a snake, I can't really be playing with the snake. You know what I mean? I know some people can, but I'm not trying to do that. And if it's a lizard, I don't want that lizard getting out and getting lost and stepped on, or Bruce attacks it or something like that. But a turtle, I feel a turtle is a very I can put him on the, if it's a land turtle, he can walk around the house a little bit or do whatever. Put him on a little skateboard, have him scurry across the floor really fast.
I saw someone, I don't know what animal it was. It was one of the reptiles that has a really long tongue, which is kind of a lot of them.
Yeah.
But they have a pet. We'll just say it's a lizard. I don't know what kind of lizard or reptile it is, but they use them to get bugs, and they held it up.
The chameleon.
Yeah, it was but I don't know if it was a chameleon. It might have been. But yeah, but I figured maybe you'd like that because you hate bugs.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So that could be fun.
So yeah, a turtle is something. I think how you want a decked out tropical fish gold tank. I want just a cool turtle.
I will say I saw this there's this video of someone feeding a turtle a watermelon that seems pretty fun to do.
Yeah. And there are the more aquatic turtles. I probably would land on more of a land turtle-y kind of thing, but depending on
and what's their deal? Do they live in a tank?
Yeah, they live in tanks. Again, if it's aquatic turtle, they have there's some water at the bottom. Maybe they can crawl on land. You give them a log or something they can crawl on and rest on and everything like that. If it's a land, a more deserty kind of turtle, then it's instead of water, it's sand and pebbles and stuff, and similar idea. But yeah, that again 10-15 kind of gallon tank is I believe kind of the size you go for them. I also don't think they're herd creatures, so I don't think you need 2 or 3 kind of thing. I think
what's the vibe with hamsters? Do they
hamsters? You need more than one. They're social creatures.
Some of them are.
I guess hey, maybe there was more, so I could have intervened. But yeah. So, and then eventually, as an adult, after graduation, I got my own, place and everything. I got Bruce, which is our cat now.
Yes.
Who
my
I
first
adopted.
Real pet. No offense to the fish. I think of I think of Bruce as the main pet that I've had in my life.
Yeah. And I like Bruce, right? Obviously, growing up I was never a cat even though I had a cat and everything like that. It was your parents' cat kind of thing. Growing up, I never wanted a cat. Let me put it like that. I've always been more interested in dogs because I feel dogs are more social, they're more fun. You can do stuff with them, you can play with them, blah blah blah. Cats are kind of they loaf around, they leave you alone. Maybe they'll come and get scritches and everything like that, but then they kind of do their own thing.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I was I kind of need that more right now. I couldn't do a dog, or at least I didn't feel I could handle a dog.
Yeah,
or really give a dog what
I
the
still
dog
feel
needs.
Mostly for space reasons, we're not ready for a dog.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah.
And even in time also, the amount of, I think if, again, this wouldn't exist, but if we had to have a dog, a small dog, a dog that was the size of Bruce, we would figure it out and it'd be fine. But it's a challenge I'm not interested in rising to today.
Yeah, we'll see our neighbors, they presumably they got at least a youngish puppy kind of thing. And they'll be out and they're teaching it to, they're taking it on walks and doing this. And I'm man, I barely want to I really want to take care of myself some days.
But I actually kind of want one for that reason because I'm like, okay, we can go outside together. We can like, now it's like, it kind of adds a purpose to my life that's missing. Yeah. So what was your, I guess like when you actually got Bruce, because I forget you said you got him when like you were already out of college.
Yeah, I was working at my first job out of college, living in a family house, kind of thing. And I was also there by myself because my brother had moved away, my dad had passed, and I was just in this like effectively this like decently sized house like by myself. And I was like, all right, well, I'm generally okay being like a solo dolo hermit kind of thing. But like it'd be nice to have some living creature company kind of here. And I was talking to my coworkers about it, and they're like, "Oh, like, have you ever thought about getting a cat?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I had a cat before." Blah blah blah. They're like, "Oh, they're super low maintenance. They're pretty chill. But they're like can be really affectionate and like come up and like just sit next to you if you're like watching a movie or something like that." I was like, you know what? Maybe I've been too mean against cats. Maybe I should try cat. We went to the local animal shelter and I saw Gravel in their little pen and picked them up and paid for it and signed and got to the litter and then eventually got like the food bowls and the bags of kibble and all that jazz that cat needs and brought him home. Thought it was a girl all my life because they told me it was a girl, even though they labeled it as a boy. And it turns out the labeler was correct and the fetcher was wrong.
The labeler was like, I never said.
Yeah, I did my job. So, and had Bruce for 8 years now. So that's pretty cool.
He tried to get away, but he. I guess getting to the me of Bruce or whatever. Yeah, I had really never been. Not only did I not have pets, I was not around animals like as a kid, as an adult, or anything like that. Like, I'm trying to think if like my middle school best friend had an animal. There's a chance that maybe she had a dog. I don't remember, so I'm guessing that didn't play a big role in. I wasn't like hanging out with the dog. I visited my cousins in Wisconsin once, maybe like twice as a kid. And they had animals. They actually had like kind of a farm, like a not a farm, but like those people where it's like I don't have a farm, but I have like some I have like one farm animal kind of thing. Like they had like
people who like have chickens or something.
Yeah, they were so above that because they did have a cow, but it wasn't like they had cows. Gotcha. They didn't have like this is where the cow. We weren't driving across their property. Yeah. It was like we have a cow. They probably had some chickens. But they also like at the time had a lot of kittens. I don't know if they had like. Looking back, I don't remember if it was like we had 2 cats and they like had a litter or whatever like that. But I have a vivid memory of like going to the bathroom and they had like they stuffed towels under the door so that the cats can't come in.
That's funny.
But I think they also maybe like did have the litter box. I don't know. But I remember one time like the cats reaching under the door and like creeping under there and like that didn't scare me, but I didn't enjoy that. Yeah. I was like, I don't like this. Yeah, I wasn't like, yay, so cute. I was just like, this is okay. This is a lot. And yeah, like, in college, obviously, like, we weren't allowed to really have pets, nor did we really explore the sneaky pets you could have or like the tiny ones that you get away with. Like, just no one I knew had any. So, yeah. And also, I think partially because of my size, I'm very small. I'm 5 feet tall. To a degree, like, dogs kind of scared me a little bit, especially the bigger ones. I just felt like it was a lot. Like they would like jump on you and like if they're bigger, they're like almost my size. So I just kind of found them to be like a little scary. I'd never been bitten by a dog or anything like that, but I was like not a huge fan. It wasn't like I was anti-dog. I was kind of like, I don't know, pets are that seems like a lot going on. But yeah, and then going to your place for the first time and Bruce being there, it was also kind of like I don't know what's going on with this wild animal here. But he came up and sat with me. I was watching How I Met Your Mother on my laptop, and I was like, this is really nice. And like it was just really cool to have the company. You already know it took me a long time to be comfortable picking Bruce up. I wore gloves the first time I picked Bruce up, like Ash in the anime, because I was worried about getting scratched. Because that's the thing I just remembered. My high school boyfriend had a cat, and that cat was an asshole. So I actually had like negative cat experiences. Like I feel like they never cut that cat's claws. Like they never trimmed them. They were always super sharp, and he would like be beating your ass. So I felt like And then I would wear like a lot of bracelets too, like jangly bracelets, so like the cat would like, you know, like scratch at me and stuff like that. So I didn't like that part. So I was worried about being scratched by cats. Like, I don't want this cat to, I might have to sweat against this cat, you know? Yeah. But Bruce is not like that at all. Every now and then he'll like bite you or swat at you if he's overstimulated, but pretty rare. Or if he's, you know, maybe also just like, I thought we were like having a little fun time. And I'm like, no, that's not fun for me. I don't want to play anymore. But yeah, Bruce is great. I love having Bruce. Before being around Bruce, I honestly had I think I talked about this on the show even before. Like, I had just kind of assumed that, I don't know, the people that had pets, they were just like pet people, right? They're just like born pet people. They're just naturally pet people. They like, oh my God, look at my dog. I have 900 pictures of my dog. Look at this video of my dog. Is my dog awesome? And it's like, who gives a fuck about this fuck ass dog? And then I had a cat, and now I'm like, oh yeah, like literally everything. I'll just be like, look at him. Got my phone out. I'm taking a picture of him doing nothing. Like he's awesome. And it's like, I totally get it. Again, I don't just put that on random people, because I think if you know, it's kind of the kid thing. Like, it's not as interesting when it's not yours kind of thing. Sure. So I'm not like showing people like videos of Bruce. I mean, if they ask me, like, sure, I have plenty or whatever, but like, yeah, like I was shocked by how exciting and fun and like deep the bond is. I guess I kind of thought that like people self-select into that, like, oh, you know, you're like that, and that's why you have a pet, and like, yay. But, and that's not to say that, like, I do think a pet is obviously a huge responsibility, so I don't think you should just be like, I don't really want one, but let's give it a try kind of thing. Like, that's kind of big risk or whatever. But I think if you didn't grow up with pets, you might want to open your mind up to pets, because I think like before, if we never got together, I don't know that I would have ever had a pet. Maybe one day, because people do talk about pets a lot, and that, oh, they're cool to have, especially if I did live alone. Maybe I would say, yeah, I'm going to get a cat. It seems like it'd be fun. But like, I wasn't like obsessed with cats growing up or anything like that. And I wasn't around any cats, wasn't around any dogs. So, yeah, very glad that I got to have Bruce in my life and hang out with him, and we're just best buds. Like, that cat is one of my best friends in the world. Yeah, Bruce is great.
Same again. I know when I got Bruce, I was iffy, I was cautious, but it ended up being a great time. It's nice having just another creature around. Creature loosely, right? You know, but again, when you live alone, I got very used to being alone for a while, and then having Bruce like took an adjustment. But then once I got adjusted, it's like, oh no, this is actually nice, and it's pretty good. So yeah, you're
never alone with a cat, so it's like, yeah, it's cool. And then like you can like you hang out with it, you can like talk to him. It's fun seeing like, obviously some cats are more playful or like to be played with. Bruce is more chill, but like he still does play sometimes if you give him like the right toy.
Yeah.
So it's been fun throwing his little chicken full of the catnip around. The cracked chicken. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want to call it cracked chicken on the podcast, but yeah, I've been referring to it internally as cracked chicken. But like I'll throw that and he'll like have fun. Like, he likes his bee, and then it's like you kind of get to have like a little head cannon for the cat. Like, he loves that bee toy, so I got him a collar with bees, because I'm like, oh, he loves bees. And it's like, obviously I know like he is just a cat. Like, maybe he doesn't love bees. I mean, this stuff is like species based, that like, they're hunters and stuff, but like I don't know that he loves bees, but like he loves bees. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like fun to like have little like headcanon things of like, we're watching something and we're like, oh, Bruce is really interested. Like, he really likes the show. Or, oh, he walked away. He doesn't think it's good. Or just, just like little stuff, like he'll crawl around and like sit with me, and, we'll play games together. We're like, take a nap together or whatever. Even when, when we first got together, you had like a trip at one point, and my apartment was kind of whack. So I was like, hey, while you're gone, plus Bruce was there too. So it's like, I can like, hey, I'll watch Bruce and I'll just like hang out in the apartment or whatever. And that was like, we had a blast and a half. We'd be like staying up late, like eating pizza, drinking beers, like sleeping and just kind of like, laying together. And like it's great. Like I love having Bruce. He's a fun really guy. As far as challenges with having a pet, obviously, it can be financially devastating.
No, for sure.
Yeah, you need to be on that pet insurance, or they will take you for everything you have.
A pet that like can have insurance.
You need to have it. It needs to be like literally as high as your own insurance, like in terms of priority, because like much like you, like if something happens to you, like it can like be financially devastating if you don't have insurance.
No, yeah, no, that's for sure.
So that's why obviously like you matter more than an animal inherently, but like in terms of money,
yeah. If you can swing it's up there with renter's insurance.
Yeah.
It's an insurance that you should have.
I would
like,
go as
all
far
the
as to
other
say is like if
insurances.
you don't feel like you can pay for pet insurance, you should not get a pet because
That's fair.
it is a lot of money. But yeah, like
or if you just got stacks on dag weight and you can,
I guess you don't care or like whatever. But yeah, like we talked about this a little bit on the show before, but we were in between pet insurances because of a layoff, and then we paid dearly. But really, I mean, people stepped up and helped us out a lot. So we actually didn't end up having to pay too much ourselves. But even now with insurance or no insurance, like he still has like ongoing care for his enlarged heart. He's got a big heart. He's just a little guy. So it's just like stuff like that. And like, he'll need to get x-rays now. And like the x-rays, again, even with insurance, that would have been like still significant compared to the cost. Because a cat is like much cheaper than a dog. Like they just eat less, like they just are easier to maintain. They're more self-sufficient by nature because they don't have to like go out. They can use the bathroom inside the house. So that just automatically makes them kind of just like easier. But yeah, and like I will say I was quite humbled by how much I was willing to like, again, we got a lot of help from like raising money, crowdsourcing pretty much all of Bruce's big medical bills. But like, even if that didn't happen, like I put down my card before asking for anyone's money. So it's like, I was shocked by how high that was willing to go.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, oh, I'll only spend like this much. It's an animal still at the end of the day. Like I know, but it's like, it really does become your family. And it's like, I am going to pay obscene amounts of money. I still think I definitely do have a limit because just money's
financially
money.
You have to.
Like I'm like, no, like at a certain point, like I wouldn't be able to like, if they handed me a bill for $20,000, I would not pay that. Yeah. But also like, could I be creeped into $20,000? Probably still not. But like, if I'm already, you kind of get caught up, you get invested already. You spent, you end up getting the like sunken cost fallacy of like pet care almost of like, well, I already spent this much on this thing and da. But I mean, I think obviously do your research, but for like cats specifically, especially male cats, which it turns out we have one, the potential of their like them getting that bladder clog thing where they can't pee is like fairly common. So I would like start definitely saving like a pet emergency fund also and being aware of like that element specifically, because I don't want to say it's a when, because like you can live your whole life as a cat and not have that happen, but like it's very common. And for that reason, I would look at like being what we went through, I would look into that, and I would look into like what are the affordable like places in your area, because we do have like an affordable care. It's literally called affordable care, or like pet care or whatever. And they like were doing the surgery for like a third of what the bougie 24-hour hospital was charging. So like it's just good to like kind of, I mean, it wasn't too hard to find the information, but knowing that ahead of time, knowing that like where to take your pet in if they like need care,
periodic checkups help you and everything, right?
And stuff can like happen anytime with any pet. Like I know my friend, she has a dog that she like of course loves and is obsessed with, and like he ended up eating some chocolate, which is like super deadly to a dog. It was like I think it was definitely put away, but it wasn't like as put away as it could have been. It was like maybe in like some type of high up cabinet instead of like a fridge, which is maybe a little bit more. But also now she's just like, I'm literally just never gonna have it in the house. So like you can't eat it because it doesn't exist. But yeah, and like she had to rush him to the hospital, and like they had to do the make him throw up thing, and it was like, and yeah, so so that part can get very stressful because you do get more. I got more attached than I even knew I was. Like I knew I loved Bruce, but like I was like, oh yeah, like we have to save this cat. I was about to I'm like, scrub me in. I'm gonna
I'll do the surgery
myself. I was like ready to throw that money at the problem. But just little things to be aware of. Other than that, it's pretty chill. I mean, there's like lots of nice optional things you can get. Like I do want to still get that. There's like a litter scale thing you can get to track their like bowel movements and things. There's like lots of smart little tech things. But it's all in all not too cost intensive to have a cat. And we've gone back to like the cheaper litter box, which is like a regular box for smell
like
reasons.
A manual scooping. We had the litter robot before. Yeah. But because of like Bruce is the cat when they would use the bathroom and they want to like bury their waste and everything, it's like they would scratch at like the rubber lining of the litter robot, which is like meant like to handle that, like it didn't deteriorate or anything like that, but just like I think all the micro scratches that just ended up building over time.
We felt like his poo claws made it smell.
It made it a lot smellier than what we have now, which is just like a stainless steel.
Yeah, we like the option
box.
to get to clean it. If again, I don't think logistically it would work, but if like Little Robot came out with like a stainless steel model, like I probably would just like drop the couple $100 and just get that again because it is super convenient. Like I've loved using it. Like this is not a anti-litter. It's funny because I post about that and someone's like, "Oh my god, I'm getting one." I'm like, honestly, like they work great. They're awesome. It's just I'm like we just felt like ours kind of got smelly after a while, and we just said, let's just. Again, I'm doing the stuff I do with the fishes. I mean, it's even easier because you just empty it and then like spray it down. Like it's very easy to clean. It's still a little annoying because it's a chore, but it's fine. Yeah, but that's stuff with Brucey. Hopefully he lives quite a while longer. I'd love to see him hit. He's what, 8 now? I forgot what's the average lifespan.
I think for house cats, it's like 12 to 18 or something like that.
House. Let's see, 13 to 17 says Pet MD. So yeah, like I definitely realistic dream because again, he's not like fully no health problems. I would love to see him hit like at least his teens. And that's the thing too that again we mentioned on the show where it's like we were a lot more willing to like spend a lot of money because he was like
still
kind of only in half his life. We're like we got to get him to like my first like milestone in my mind is like I want to see him hit 10, then I want to see him at 13, and obviously I'd want him to live forever because he's my best friend. But realistically, it's like once he's 13, it feels like okay, you know what, he got a life in there.
At a certain point, you have to say like, oh, this pet lived a full life.
Yes, and I felt like his life was like gonna be cut short.
Yes,
and that felt depressing. So I paid my way out of the depression. But yeah, no, it was a wild time. So yeah, definitely stuff to be aware of. No, those things going into it. But yeah, for future stuff, let's dream a little bit. You already know where I'm taking this, Isaiah. I know I don't get to have one. I want Jelly Bean.
Who is Jelly Bean?
Jelly Bean is I'm trying to think. Is he a hamster? Is he a gerbil? He's a gerbil, maybe.
I think it was a hamster.
Yeah, I think it's a hamster because of the wheel. Hamster wheel spin. Yes. Yes. Yeah. But I want like the spinny side one. Yeah.
What?
Hell yeah. Okay.
For the people.
Yes. Okay. So I was pulling up the video to get myself in the mindset. When you go to like the pet store, you can see like all these different pets, right? And I saw that they have like the hamsters on the wheel, specifically the wheels that are like discs tilted. And the joy I felt watching these fucking hamsters run around was unmatched. And it's like, sure, maybe at one point it would get old. I'm not completely delusional. I do think like, is that, but it's also one of those things where to me, it's always funny because like the best part is like, so, and also I'm a runner. I'm a distance runner. So I like running and it's funny seeing them like run and play. Their legs are little and they move so fucking fast. And then the best thing, Isaiah, do you know what I'm going to say? What's the best part of them running on those little tilted wheels?
When they stop and they get flung.
When they stop and they get flung. It is so awesome. They spin so fast. It is
very funny.
It's like a wonderful merry-go-round of their own making. Yeah. They're best buds. And yeah, do they stink? Sure. But also, I'm not going to lie, I'm biased in the sense that I don't smell like that well. It's not like a confirmed medical thing. I just feel like anecdotally, as they'd be like, oh, do you smell that? Oh, what's that smell? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. That happens a lot. Also, if there's multiple Isaiah, one could still be running and the other one's getting flung about. It is so good. I will say though, quick interjection to the story. For a while, I was getting a lot of TikTok lives with this kind of content. Be careful of those because the ones where it's like a cajillion in a cage in a one thing, those hamsters are really stressed and it's really bad for them. You're not supposed to have like kind of the fish. You can't have like 12 in like a shoebox. Like that's it may look cute and funny, but like that's not good for the animal. So if you're trying to, be pro hamster, I guess, like watch out for that content. Because I had to look at I'm like, wait, no, they're actually really stressed out. But yeah, it's awesome. It's so funny. It will literally make me like cry from laughing how good it is. But then on that note with the hamsters too, you can do all these other cool things of like, how
like Tube City.
Yeah. You know how I said I want to make like miniatures? Now I'm not going to make necessarily this, but like you can make all these different like, oh, I made like a little living room for them, or I made like a little like maze for them and stuff. I I think that's just really fun. I also like that you can put them in the ball and they can like run around. Obviously, we have a cat, so we'd have to like look into like making sure that's not like a stressful experience for them. And maybe that means they only have the ball in the studio when the door's closed and Bruce is gone or something like that. Because I wouldn't want it to be like Bruce is chasing the ball and the hamster is scared kind of thing. But yeah, they're like super cool and they're apparently like really smart and stuff. And you can like, you know, make all these little like things for them and all that. And they can have like little enrichment time in their enclosures. But I think that pet is really cool. And it's like a low key pet. Like what's their lifespan? It's like not that long.
I guess like what, 4 to 6 years or something?
I think even less. I'm saying like 18 to 36 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like any hamster that's 1.5 years old is considered elderly.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, never mind then. I'm way
maybe
off.
your hamster, see the other hamster's like, I got framed for the murder. He just died. Like, now there's different kinds of hamsters apparently. Like, this is from petmd.com, which I just assume is correct. I don't know. But I guess like a dwarf hamster is like 1 to 3, a teddy bear hamster 2 to 3. But like, it seems like the oldest hamster like of all species is like 3 years. Sure. But yeah, like you know, so it's like not a massive commitment, you know, 1 to 3 years is not a super long time. Another animal that I'm interested in is guinea pigs. The kind of con there is you do need kind of something like you need at least like 2 of them because they're like social creatures. But I think a guinea pig is really fun. They're very like chonk shape. They're just like a big little stubby sausage. Yeah. Like they look great. They're very pleasing. Some of them can be really fuzzy and stuff. And I just think they're fun. Now I will say the con of some and the reason that like I don't think we'd ever do, not ever, in this apartment, I do not think we can have guinea pigs because they're just too big.
Yeah.
For like really making them, I think, a space that would be fun and also a space that would be fun to engage with. Because again, these aren't not like pets. They're not like cats. They're not like dogs. Like you're not really going to be with Bruce. I can like do a lot if I wanted to. I can pick him up. I can like put him on my shoulder. I can bounce him up and down. Like you're not really manhandling a guinea pig like that. But you can pet them. You can like feed them and stuff. But I want the space to, I feel like to more enjoy being with the guinea pig and give them a more fun life, you need to create a nicer enclosure that you can like, the engagement is you putting in cool stuff and then you're witnessing them play and have fun. But I think like being a guinea pig owner is more fun when you give them a lot of space to really like have fun in, because then you can like witness the fun. That's like the vibe I get from looking at the videos I've seen online right now of the guinea pigs. But I think they're cool because they're like really big and they're like cute. You can put in and I don't know, they're awesome. Look, there's like some laying in a blanket and you can lift the blanket up and they're in there. And then of course, shout out to dogs. Definitely want a dog at some point. It's probably the only like guaranteed one I know we'll get one day. And yeah, you know, I like to run. You can always use being outside more. We live in like California where the weather's great. Yeah, being able to run around, you know, throw frisbees with the dog, like go on runs with the dog. I know we talked about probably wanting like a not wildly big dog, but like a larger dog, you know. And then it's like, okay, cool. Like you could really be like a little buddy, and we can like hang out and do stuff and have fun. So that's like the pet dreams I'm putting out into the ether. And then what's we our dog Brody, right? That's the name for the dog. So we have a dog named also. So it's like
I think dog is barring anything going crazy is a pretty good lock for a pet we'll eventually have.
The ultimate life, my dream life, is we have a house and we have a dog. We got a little yard space, a dog can go out there. Like, oh my God. But that's like that life is a lot of money. Not the dog part, but you know, and that's kind of also part why I want us to win the dog. It's like, well, I don't want more space for like, especially if it's like a medium-sized dog. Like, I don't want him to live the life I'm living. I don't want a dog to have this life. All right, what do you got in your pet?
I don't have much.
Magic ball or
dog,
whatever.
Brody, you know, one day having a Brody kind of around the house would be great. Again, the turtle, maybe the issue with turtles is that they can live a long time depending on like what breed and everything like that. So it's like don't want to, you know, it's like I don't think it's as actually depending on the turtle, it could be as bad as getting like a parrot where it's like this thing's gonna outlive me if you know like there's
but I feel like you can make sure that doesn't happen.
So yeah, like maybe there are some breeds that are more timely and work better with that. So maybe a turtle one day. And then for functional, like I think it could be I think it could be cool. And I have friends who you know, I had a friend. We have a friend from work, who like I would go over their house every like once in a while, and they had like 2 chickens that they kept in like their yard and everything like that.
Yeah, I want
and it's
chickens.
like, you know what, that is kind of cool. You know, getting fresh eggs.
I really want
on
chickens
the reg. They're honestly pretty chill pets from what they were kind of describing and stuff. It's like, you know, yeah, they're pretty low maintenance. You know, you give them room to get around as long as, you know, you keep them safe from if you have like wildlife in your area, like you know, coyotes or something like that. So like that would maybe be like a thing to consider for us if we are gonna stay like in the LA area. But like, you know, you could also make like a little coop or something and keep them in, keep them safe, blah blah blah.
And another dream I have too is the catio for like, again,
for
if we
like
had
Bruce,
like a yard, we could really like do some stuff.
No, that'd be cool
for Bruce too.
Yeah. So yeah, I think again, ideal world, wave a magic credit card to not have to worry about the finances for a lot of things. We got dog, easy lock, a turtle of some kind, easy lock, and then like 2 chickens. I think that'd be cool.
I think so too. I also want to shout out that I do at some point want another cat. You know, Bruce will only live so long. I do, again, I'd rather have a dog general next, right, than a cat, but like, you know, we'll see how like life goes and stuff. But yeah, because I also never have to like be around like kittens. I don't need the cat to be a kitten though necessarily, especially because it's like, oh, maybe, and this sounds kind of bad, but like if we got a cat that was like a little bit older, it's like, well, it's also like the commitment's inherently less long because they are older already. But yeah, like for cats, definitely would want to adopt. And I'd want like, I'm most interested in like those like, which maybe some of these cats aren't as popular for like being adoptable cats, which like I'm fine just like we'll just get whoever's there. But like I love the like calico cats that have like the fun coat.
Yeah, I definitely want like an orange, something in the orange family.
Orange cat is
those
fun.
Cats tend to be more socially fun.
Yeah, orange cats, they're the dumb orange cats, yeah. But they're very friendly and like they're funky and they like, but they are more mischievous is the only thing. So you kind of have to watch out for that. And I also really like black cats. I think a black cat, the voids, those are really fun. So like in terms of coat, those are like my top 3, but you know, I'm sure there's like a secret option. But yeah, I love the cats that have either they're calico or they're partially calico in the kind of fur because they kind of remind me of like Reese's peanut butter cups and stuff. And like, they're just so like, they just look tasty. I know you shouldn't like face it. I don't mean that literally, like I'm not going to like eat this cat, but you know, it's like little snack shaped. I love these cats. They're so cool. But yeah, cats are awesome. So fun. Best buds. But yeah, so you think Jelly Bean's not gonna happen?
I know Jelly Bean's not gonna
Why? You know he's not gonna happen? Do you know?
I do.
Why not?
I know.
What if we had like throw it out there. We have enough space where it's like I have my own office and you have your own office. Can I have him in my office? The thing is, you'd always have to come in here for these podcasts, though, and you think it smells like
I don't know. Jelly Beans happening.
But that's not
again,
fair.
Once I die, one day I'm gonna be gone, and you're gonna outlive me, and you'll be able to have your Jelly Bean.
No, because I also want you. I know that if we had Jelly Bean, that you would love him too.
I've had my Jelly Bean. I don't need.
But that's also, it's not fair because you got to have Jelly Bean and I didn't.
And you can have yours once I'm gone.
What if I die first?
Then you'll have plenty of jelly beans. You'll be surrounded by jelly beans.
Please, I'll take really good care of it. I'll take really good care of it. Guys, put in the comments, comment jelly bean. Tag us on social at gamesandnotgames.com.
Say jelly bean.
Say jelly bean. Say we want jelly bean. He's so good. He won't even live that long. He'll barely be here. You won't even know he's here. You won't even know he's here. Think about how Isaiah. Think about how good that day would be. That we go to the PetSmart and we buy jelly bean supplies and we bring them home and I set it all up. He's running and I'm building mazes for him and stuff and
yeah.
This is actually what I could make my money on: hamster maze content.
Yeah.
I'm watching Hamster Escapes the Poppet Maze for pets in real life. That video has 88 million views, Isaiah.
I'm sure it does. Anyways.
All right, I found a new YouTube rabbit hole. I got YouTube Premium. I'm just going to be watching these kinds of videos of hamsters. But yeah, let us know what's in your, the what do I call it? The pet like what's that future orb that like people look into the magic ball, I guess, or whatever. Crystal ball, that's what it's called.
Yeah, okay.
Let me know what's in the pet crystal ball for you and your family who supports your love of animals, hopefully, unlike some people who have the gall to have a hamster and then not let me have my hamster.
Let us know.
Let us know. But that brings us to the poll of the show. Poll of the show. As always, you can go to the poll of the show at gamesandnotgames.com/poll. And last week we were asking about Bonanza and we were asking a little bit about cooking. We specifically asked, are you playing Donkey Kong Bonanza? What's going on with that? Your answers were can't. Don't own a Switch 2. Most of you guys listening, or at least responding on the poll specifically, do not own a Switch 2 at 72%. 9% though says yes, and 18 says no. Also, a little surprised to see some people that presumably have the Switch 2, but just aren't playing it.
I did think that, and then I played Donkey Kong. I was like, you know what? This is 18%.
But we did have the what are your thoughts? And if you're liking it or not, we got want to wait eventually, but I'm waiting a few years if I ever get a Switch 2. Depends on the indie release slate. Loving it. The final stuff solidified as my current game of the year. Quick interjection. This is no shade to the person specifically writing in.
I've heard.
If these last 3 worlds don't fucking blow my mind, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to try not to be a bitch about it, but I'm going to be pissed because so many people have been like, and I know haters say, oh, well, you let the hype get to you. Everyone's talking about this. Mm-hmm. Y'all better be they better be eating down on these. And I still do have hope that, again, I'm predicting that I'm not going to be as obsessed as other people are with these last 3 worlds. But I'm also predicting they got to be good because literally everybody is
everyone's talking about it. Yeah,
those last 3 worlds are really good. And it's the only thing that's keeping me sticking with the game. So again, not the most positive neutral outlook to be going into it with, but I will be like, oh, guys, this better be fucking good because y'all are hamming it up. So I'll let you know. Someone else said the gameplay looks way too frantic for me. Very fair. I do think it doesn't play as frantic as it look. If you catch it at the wrong time, it looks. Man.
Yeah, no, it looks
bananas. Ha ha ha. But it can be a lot more straightforward than it sometimes shows.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. There's a lot visually going on. Though. Yeah. That is not. I don't think you can argue that really. And
then someone else, they do want to check it out. They have the Switch 2. It's on their backlog. Yeah, kind of curious, what's the wait there? I'm very interested.
I imagine I would be curious to know if they're playing other things on their Switch or if they're just playing not on their Switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they're really into Mario World or something, Mario Kart World or is it just that oh no, really I'm just having fun in Fortnite or something on Xbox or PlayStation and PC and then just haven't picked up the Switch. Very curious.
For the who does most of the cooking in your house? Majority vote was at 45% me, as in the person, responding. 18% said someone else. 9% said an even mix between people. 9% we have the, hold on. Okay. Is enough to highlight because, okay.
Somebody said, saying me is just not enough. I need to emphasize that I'm doing
they basically just said
almost 100% of all cooking.
But also that I guess they just didn't want to just say it's me because they're very into it and that's their whole thing. And then we have a during the week it's me, otherwise it's a split. Just because my wife works 10-hour days. That makes sense. 10-hour days are brutal. And then we have another one of just I live with my parents, so my mom cooks the main meal of the day. Usually the lunch for me, I fend for myself, and the other meals. But in my dream, I'd never have to cook a single meal because I really dislike the process. I used to dream of that too. I do think there's a way through that into kind of I wouldn't say that I enjoy cooking. That's a little extreme. But I've gotten really comfortable cooking a couple meals. So that's kind of where I've landed. And to me, cooking is another kind of chore to me where it's sometimes I'm kind of in a mood to do, or it's fine knocking it out. It's varying degrees of fine. Sometimes I'm really not in the mood to do it. And then sometimes I'm hey, yep, this needs to get done. And then I start doing it. And I rarely feel miserable while I'm cooking. It's not I dislike the process. or I get bored by it. It's just like it is inherently time that I'm not doing other things that I probably would rather do, whether that's relax or maybe even just get more tangible chores done. So, and then can you share some of the I guess meals shout outs you could read for us, Isaiah? You don't got to read all of them.
Yeah. Something that stood out to me, someone mentioned a cauliflower steak. That's a household favorite.
Didn't we try that before, a cauliflower steak, or did I hallucinate that?
I know you do your cauliflower wings, which I think is like maybe somewhat similar to that. I love a cauliflower, a broccoli, like any of those kind of like, you know, denser, starchier kind of veggies. So I'm all for a cauliflower steak. I'm down to try it. And they dropped a recipe to it, recipe link for it. We have Tinfoil Mills, which I'm not sure is that like a brand or something? I know they also dropped a link to it.
I think it's like I'll grab the link. I think it's like the style of you.
Oh, you like kind of like just put everything in a pot and kind of like cook like a
it's
a pressure cooker kind of.
No, it's like stuff that you cook in tinfoil. So I'll give you an example that you do know, a baked potato.
Oh, okay.
Like as an example, but you can also do like wings that are made like in the foil, or like they have a picture of like some shrimp, almost like a seafood boil style in a way.
Okay, yeah, I can get with that.
I think that's really good because it locks in the moisture nicely.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds good.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, look into that. Creamy garlic pasta. I mean, this is probably a you hit, right? I like pasta too, and I like garlic. I think it depends on what else are you putting, if anything, out into this. Yeah,
Isaiah's big on like he needs like a protein.
I want a protein. Yeah,
no, you need a protein.
Or, well, again, the cauliflower steak, I'm fine with that being like a vegetarian kind of dinner, but it's because it's imitating where the protein would be. I feel like you can just give me pasta and a sauce. I need something else. Yeah. But I do like it. Sounds good. Oven roasted chicken with potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I love roasted Brussels sprouts. So you pair that with anything, it's probably gonna be a good meal for me. Salmon rice bowl. Not a big salmon fan.
Yeah, I want to try to make that. I want to try to start making like actual lunches for myself again.
Mm-hmm.
I actually can handle being really bored with lunch because like something about it just feels very utilitarian. But especially with you being like gone for some of it, I feel like I should really start making lunches that you hate and enjoying them.
You should.
So I want to do that again.
I like a good. If this is like a baked salmon, I don't know if I would do well with that. But I like a good fried fish. I like it. So I don't think that's what they're talking about.
No, definitely not.
And then
probably not. At least.
I'm probably gonna butcher the pronunciation here. Pão de gallo.
Guajillo, probably.
Guajillo. Brazilian cheese bread, which by the English translation sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
And they dropped a recipe. It's a cheesy bread recipe.
You did want to get into your bread era.
I do want to get into my bread era. Look, we're putting this wedding registry together, and I put a bread maker on there. And if somebody gives us this bread maker, is over. I'm making bread twice a week. I love bread.
Me buying the bread maker and just not telling you that I bought
it. And then I didn't even see. There's a little bit more. We have a falafel burgers. That sounds actually pretty good. I can get with that. They dropped a recipe for that, and then a zucchini butter spaghetti, which I've tried to do like the zoodles.
Yeah,
thing.
You don't like them.
I like them. It's that it is difficult to. No, I'm not lying. I've done the zoodles and I like it. You get the little like spinner thing and you spin them out. Everything. My issue is that I feel like it was hard for me to gauge how long I can have these vegetables be zoodlified before like they're either
like they go bad.
Yeah, they go bad. Like pasta, you
know what's
leave
funny?
that in the cabinet for fucking forever.
I thought about adding that to the registry, like the zucchini spinner thing, but I didn't do it because I'm like, well, you don't even like that. I do like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like zoodles.
I could have sworn that like you didn't, but
I mean,
I guess...
it's if I have the choice between zoodles and just regular pasta, I'll probably go regular pasta.
Yeah,
but
it's nice to just switch it up.
Yeah,
you know, like
get some more veggies in your palate and.
Let me see what the word for that is. Like zucchini spinner. Like how do
it might just be zucchini spinner.
Yeah, maybe. I'll dig around for it. I forgot how much. If it was cheap, if it's cheap enough, I'll put it on the registry. But if it's expensive, again, we have too many expensive things already. But like, yeah. Hey, look, man. If we can get that bougie rice cooker, rice is about to be. I'm about to eat rice even more than I eat it already, and I already eat rice a lot. Okay. Cool. And then we have other shares. Someone said, Isaiah, stop sleeping on cheese. Eat a wheel sometime. It'll change your life. A whole wheel is insane to go from I don't really like cheese to like you're eating a whole
what
wheel.
I want to try, and I will say this, one thing I would want to try, and I don't know, I would need to go, like, this would have to be like, oh, we're in Italy or something like that for a trip or something like that, just so I can know it's authentic and well, is where they take the pasta and they just put it in the wheel and like spin it, and like the hot pasta is what melts and coats the dish with cheese and everything, and then they take it out of the cheese wheel bowl, and that's what they serve. Like they mix it in the cheese wheel itself.
You know
it's
what?
like a curved out bowl.
I'm adding a hamster to the wedding registry.
What? How did any of this happen? No, don't do that.
I'm not going to. That's evil. But
yes, that is something I think could be a fun way to try.
I don't know.
It's
so tough. Like you just, I don't know what to do with you sometimes. This is the thing with the cheese. I kind of just, I don't know if I ever had hope for you in the cheeses. I think I have a laissez-faire approach. Like I mean, you know what? You try stuff when it's around you, and maybe you'll find some stuff.
Cheese thing.
You did. I knew you weren't gonna like that. When I tasted it, I said, "This is some funky, nasty stuff," and I loved it. The texture was like toothpaste. Like it was great. Actually, like it didn't. The texture wasn't like toothpaste, but it looked like toothpaste. Like it had like this creamy. Yeah, loved it. But yeah, love the podcast. But there was a mention of boiling lasagna is a hassle. Do you not like the pre-cooked ones? I'm lazy and use those.
Pre-cooked ones?
I didn't know that. I guess it doesn't shock me to hear that, but I haven't seen them.
I guess it would be like in the like cheese butter kind of aisle.
I mean, there's like pre-made pie crust, so I guess it makes sense.
Right,
I think my other hesitance of that is just like the cost. Usually those cost more.
Sure.
So, you know, one thing I'd love to try to do at some point, but I worry about ruining your favorite meal. But we should try to make the pie crust ourselves at some point and see how that works.
Oh, man.
Looking at timers. Looking at timers for boiling corn is so valid. My spaghetti was so gross until I noticed the recommended time for cooking is on the side of the box.
That's really funny.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, that's valid. I'm a little scared by which way you were going. I'm guessing you were undercooking them because it's hard to overcook the spaghetti.
No,
I think
it can get real mushy.
I might be overcooking the spaghetti. Well, I guess like you have to go really over. I feel like.
Sure.
Because it's not perfect. Like if it's a 7-8 minutes, like you could put it in there for 10. Maybe, even 12 and it
but
wouldn't
like if
matter.
you're leaving it for 15-20, that's not good.
Yeah, I know that probably is a lot.
You ever make ramen? Like it's that difference between the mushy ramen and good ramen. Yeah.
Okay, I heard you wanted to make a cheesecake, and I highly recommend this recipe from Burnt Basque Cheesecake. Sorry, it's a video, but there's text in the description. Okay. Easier than New York. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to. This is like the first poll of the show that I need to bookmark.
Yeah.
Food
Come
stuff.
back to later, yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally putting in my bookmarks.
You guys are asking for links more often.
Yeah, and then we got some salsa recipes, some shout outs. I cook his food lab cookbook at a time from Kenji Lopez Alts videos. Was this and his Twitch streams, I guess, was the shout out. They also added most everything on SeriousSeats.com. I like how they break down and explain recipes and reasons. I like recipes from Brave Tart / Stella Packs and Claire Soffits for desserts. This person's going in. They got Thermo.
I appreciate this
Thermo
so
Works
much.
has good and expensive food for Thermo. You know what's funny? I think is our thing Thermo Works.
I have no idea.
It might be. We put a thermometer on the registry also.
Yeah, like a cooking thermometer. That's so funny.
Ours is from OXO, but
okay.
I mean, I like OXO as a brand, but like, you know, cool. And then it said also Waypoint Discord has a pretty good hopping food and cooking channel. #dish course.
That's
what a great channel
really
name.
Good.
Please stop by anytime. Signed, Mendon. Mendon, thank you for your thorough.
Yeah, no, this is
thorough
this
info.
Is great. Salsa recipes and
you know what we should maybe do?
Rex.
This might be too much work for us because we do have like busy lives. But you know how I had my idea for like the Married Jam, where like every year we like do a game jam just us. One, still think that's a good idea. I don't know if we want to do it like immediately after the wedding because it might be too tiring, but like it'd be fun. Another idea. What if we like started? You know how so. This is like bringing in like conversations we've had off the podcast into the podcast. But one thing me and Isaiah were talking about, specifically I said, like, I have a lot of stuff that I save on TikTok of like, check out this coffee shop in LA or this thing in the Valley or this fun store. And I'm like, cool. Love it. Let's go. We should go. I'll send stuff to you even and be like, yeah, we should go to this, Isaiah. This is really cool. Literally like never do it, never go to it, have a million things. And I'm like, how am I going to get through these? I've decided I'm just going to start like prioritizing them. Like it's gonna be like a to-do list. Like, hey, I need to check out this antique store, even though it's like just to like start getting the reps in.
Yeah.
I think similar with this. What if we did, and maybe we have to like save the money for like backup foods in case it works. What if we did like food week of the apartment, where we're just like experimenting and like trying stuff. Again, it would be a lot of money to like, depending on what we're making, like in terms of like, again, groceries an extra like $200 this week because we have like, whatever.
Fancy thing. Yeah.
Well, we can also try to theme.
Things,
but we can also try to like theme it too, to like sort of save. Like, what if 1 week, again, you can't eat meals off this, but maybe we get like simple meals or we order out so that we can focus on the main task. Oh, this week it's food week. The theme is salsas. We got all these different salt. We're going to the store and we're just making salsas all week. Or like it doesn't have to be like, every day we're making like a giant meal, because that might be a lot of work. But I think that could be maybe a fun way to go about it, because it's like tough to like. That's the tough thing about expanding your like cooking repertoire. It's like, when am I really taking a risk, and like, am I willing? If this fails, what happens? Like, kind of, So, that could be a fun thing to do. So,
sweet.
I'll mark it down in my notes. All right, but yeah, that was the poll results from last week. Again, poll the show. It's in the show notes, and it's also gamesandnotgames.com/poll. This week we'll be asking about what you think the best games from the named studios that we went through were. So we got like Naughty Dog, Bethesda Game Studios, Ubisoft Montreal. Maybe we'll throw in that. Are you asking like your voice assistants to order stuff? Because I'm super curious about that.
Yeah,
and then,
how much are you leaning into the robots?
Yeah, and then for not games, I mean, some form of pet stuff. What pets do you have? Maybe what pets do you want in the future?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Again, I need y'all to get on your Zoom and tell Isaiah that actually Jellybean would be great. He's fun. You thought he smelled, and then he became your best friend. Your credit score went up. Just let us know. Regale us with the tales. Or honestly, if you have the opposite and say, honestly, Isaiah's right, it's stank, stanky, stank.
Say that as well.
You could, if you want to be on. My question is, do you want to be the right side of history, or do you want to agree with Isaiah? Sound off in the comments. But yeah, that's what we had for Poll the Show. And that's it for this week, baby. You can send us your questions and topics to the email inbox@gamesandnotgames.com. You can follow the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. If you enjoy the show, be sure to give us that 5-star rating.
5 stars.
Cinco diamantes.
And if you're an audio listener, remember that you can get the video version over on YouTube at Games and Not Games. If you like the video, be sure to leave us a like and a comment, as it helps us get the show in front of more people.
I'm dancing.
You can also give us a follow on social media. We're pretty much everywhere at Games and Not Games, but mainly Blue Sky and Twitch. A little bit of housekeeping. I think we're going to be out next week.
Yeah.
Because we're traveling. So there will be a week of skipping episodes. But then we should be back after that.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back, and then we'll miss another week after that.
Yeah, because
I have
you're also leaving again.
But we'll see if we can squeeze in an episode to air on the 18th. If we can record it. This is Inside Baseball. We'll figure out later. If we can record it on like either the 12th, 13th, 14th, or 15th, which are weekdays. So like that might be too much work. I don't know. We'll have to play that by ear. I'm tentatively down to do it, because why not? Just to help the gap. But yeah, then I go to Gamescom, and technically I do get back on that Saturday, but I know ain't no way in hell.
Yeah, no.
Ain't no way in hell.
Fine.
Ain't no way in hell that Sunday I can do it. I don't know how long. This is my first time really dealing with jet lag in my life. I did go to Paris in high school, but I don't have any memory of any jet lag experiences from that. Maybe that also means that I'm not going to have it. Again, I'm notoriously a very good sleeper. So kind of helps, because I've been tired for like 12 years, 15 years. Grew up tired, born tired. So we'll see. I'll be back with lots to recount, I think, of my travels. And we'll be going to Minnesota. Maybe we'll have some fun Minnesota content when you come back. It'll be your first time in Minnesota?
Yeah.
All right. Go
I would say
Loons.
first time in the Midwest. You
Chicago?
consider Chicago Midwest.
Yeah. Well, you want a smaller city kind of, even though, again, some people with Minnesota, Minneapolis, like it's like, Twin Cities, whatever. But like, I mean, it's clearly not as big as Chicago, or as big of a deal as Chicago. But Isaiah, you wanna go to the Midwest? Let me take you to Iowa, baby. I got you. That's mid of the Midwest, okay? Ain't nothing there. There's one hotel. It's not even associated with a chain. It's just a place that you could be. We'll do that trip at some point as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So until next time, gang.
Gang.
Peace.